Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for coming to check out the Gaming Circle podcast. The podcast where we were 15 minutes later, a little late than we expected to be, but you know, BPT and all that. This week is going to be an interesting episode. And as usual, we're doing this. We're going to have a lot of fun this week. And I'm doing it, of course, with my brother, the man who's late but always on time, Mr. Everborn Saga. How you doing this morning?
Even when I'm wrong, I'm right. And even when I'm late, I'm on time.
Indeed.
How's
your preparations going?
I'm like Black Jesus. No.
Lord, don't do that. My birthday's on Christmas. Don't do that.
and my mom's birthday is on Christmas, believe it or not.
See, there you go. Righteousness.
And shout out to One Last Round Gaming. This is his first time watching.
Awesome.
Live.
Awesome.
First
Thank
time
you
watching
so much.
live. So we
thank you so much for checking us out. That's awesome.
And the weekly regular, Mr. Joanna Dark. Shout out to that
representing.
guy.
That's right.
I also see you, Fuzzy and Big Bad Mo, and Brian Hopkins. We appreciate
always coming to represent, coming out. Thank you so much. This is great.
Yeah. So Isma Easy, what's happening? So, all right, I think that's everybody that's watching. But yes, it's been a very interesting week trying to get ready for the Kickstarter for the new Everborn series that goes live tomorrow.
Tomorrow, people.
Tomorrow.
And put that in the chat so I can post it, so I can start posting it in there.
Yes, I will do that. And if you guys could do me a big favor and click on the link in this. Where's this thing? I'm going to ping a link and you guys click on it and just click notify me on launch, because it will help the day one algorithm, and Kickstarter will show it to more people. So that would be great if you could help a brother out. But other than that, man, I have been. I played Guardians of the Galaxy last night. You know,
I have some footage of that actually.
I'm really just here for one reason.
We'll get to that. Calm yourself. Calm yourself. All right. All right.
Because I just remember a certain co-host doubting the relevance of Sega.
Woosah, breathe. Just breathe. In and out, man. In and out. It's gonna be okay. Your victory laugh is coming. You can run around.
I am in the business of throwing "I told you so" parties.
I understand. You will have your Negro Dominus moment. Don't even worry about it. We're gonna give it to you. But we're gonna start as we usually do with what we have been playing. So let me start with you. You said you were playing Guardians of the Galaxy. How about you expound a little bit on that? What have you been playing?
I've been playing. So okay, I'm in. You know how I'm on my train of you do not need to buy a game on day one, right? Because one, usually games launch with bugs that get ironed out later on,
broken, all of that.
They're less expensive, and we all have ridiculous backlogs, right? And because of that, it makes more.
Thank you, Beast Mode.
Appreciate you, Beast Mode. But because of that, if you'll always be better off waiting along. That's what's best for you.
That is a smart move most of the time,
right? Yes. And I never take that advice. I always say that's what you should do.
And we never do it.
Yeah. Right. So I think that, I was going to wait for Far Cry 6, and I ended up buying it earlier in the week, only so I could show it to the missus. She happens to be of the Latin diaspora. And she could not care less about that game. And every time I turned it on, she went to sleep instantly. She hasn't seen a single frame.
Oh, see, it's not about showing her the game. It's about playing it while she's around, and then that music bringing her in.
I have to try something new.
That happened with my wife. Like the music brought her in, and all of a sudden it was, we were dancing.
so there's that. And then after a week of trying to get her, because I had no interest in the game, I just wanted her to
check it out,
vicariously through me. So then I'm like, look, I know Forza's coming, And really, I'm just in a countdown to December 8th when Halo launches. But I said,
we'll get there. We also have a topic on that. We'll get there. Continue.
And I see Boom in the building.
Indeed. Welcome, good sir.
So I'm just really in a countdown until Halo. And I was like, look, I have to beat Kana. Haven't touched it. And then I'm like, I had no interest in Guardians of the Galaxy, especially after I saw the Suicide Squad trailer. Right. I said that made me even less interested in it. And then the game comes out. Everybody's reviewing it. You recommended it highly, comparing it to be one of the best superhero games. Since
it came out of nowhere and landed on top of my game of the year list. That's what happened.
And then I keep seeing, and I was fine. And then I keep seeing screenshots and video clips and more screenshots.
Yes.
And then I ended up buying it at 1:00 in the morning on Thursday. And while I was waiting for it to download, I fell asleep.
So you didn't end up playing it. I hear you.
So yesterday I played it for about a half hour. And then I got reprimanded that I need to go to bed because in the last 3 days, I've only gotten about 2 hours sleep per night.
Indeed.
And I was yawning out of my mind at 9:00 at night.
So what you're saying is you still don't really have a good sense of the game just yet.
I'm a half hour into it, but the half hour that I've played is very good. So that's where I've been. And all of this is because I've been getting ready for the Kickstarter and I'm trying to get everything in place. I'm editing videos. I got to record a video of myself after this show. I got to contact with the right people, schedule interviews, things like that. So it's a big deal. And like I said, tomorrow I will be on the Iron Lords to launch this thing.
The man's on ILP. Ladies and gentlemen, he's once again on ILP. It will coincide with the launch of the Kickstarter. If you're not watching the ILP on Sundays, you're just not doing it correctly, as Boom likes to say. So come support the man. We're going to be all out in full force.
PTG on Mondays,
you're not doing it correctly. Indeed.
And we need to get Boom to the 10,000 mark. He's 9,000 and almost 10. So
change away.
If for some weird twist of fate you've arrived
here, but you haven't seen his show.
Correct.
You're crazy. Let's do
post
that.
Haste.
Yes. Indeed, 100%. So I can share with you a little bit of what I've been playing and whatnot, and you can set up, if you can share with me some footage you might want to show the people as far as the Kickstarter and all of that. So as you guys can see on screen, I'll be honest with you, I never played Days Gone because when it first came out,
earlier this year. Okay. That was when I was going to decide whether I was going to play this or God of War first. And then I ended up on God of War. But when the news came out earlier this year from Jason Schreier that they weren't getting a sequel and everyone was talking about it, I was like, could this be another Rise where everyone loves it, but it weirdly didn't get a sequel?
And I don't know, maybe the winds of change are upon it because now it's coming to PC and it's on PC and people are really liking it there. I will say this is a PlayStation 5 capture. Obviously, they didn't do an upgrade to PS5. It's still the PS4 code, but it's 60 frames. They did tweak a little bit.
That's kind of rude. At least you could give it the
they should have given it the PS5 treatment, but they didn't even do that. What they did do though is it is at 60 frames now. They did like tweak that a little bit, right? So, but it makes sense because they don't have it like Microsoft does, where they can just change it on the back end without touching code. So it ends up being a project, whether you want to upgrade the resolution or not, right? But needless to say, I was in between games. Let me be honest. Let me be frank. I was tired of my PS5 just sitting there looking at me all the time. I was always on PC or always on Xbox, and I bought this thing and I want to use it. So I put it out there. I think I was watching. Shout out to Noof Nukem. He had Mr. Boomstick himself on, and the Mag, and they were doing Gaming After Dark. And I basically put it out there. What's the next? That's the next game that I really should play. And Mag was like, "Hey, he really liked Days Gone." Now, I hadn't played Days Gone initially because of the buggy issues, and they said the way initially when it first came out, the motorcycle, how the motorcycle handled and all of that was kind of ridiculous, right? So I kind of put it in the back burner for a while. And of course, this is part of the PlayStation Plus collection. So I thought, hey, why not? You know, this is an hour of footage from
what happens PS5. When you wait to play games?
You know, and see what happens when the platform offers you even if it's a small collection, but a collection of games to get you interested, it means whenever you're bored, you can always jump in and start from scratch.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Don't you care about supporting the devs?
I do care about supporting the devs, and that's the reason why I'm playing their game. Now they see that even a year and a half or however since they decided to no longer continue, there's users engaging with their content. Engagement is more than engagement these days is more valuable than my solitary nickel or dime. That is the name of the game, and we all know it.
Time is money.
Time is money. Exactly. And yes, so after this, the dust had settled on the game. I thought I'd try it out. I'll be honest with you, I am zombied out. As some people are open world fatigued, I am zombied out. I've been zombied out for many years now. Like Xbox's version. Yes, thanks to Walking Dead. Xbox's I forget the name of Xbox's game that they also have that's zombie related. They all have their version.
State of Decay 2.
State of Decay 2, yeah. Proper game.
That was always an Xbox exclusive. I didn't know that. I thought they got them as an exclusive.
No, it was always an Xbox exclusive. Yeah, indeed. All of that. So it basically the freakers. They are freakers. Don't get it twisted, Mr. Jordan Darks. Yeah, they're zombies.
What is it with zombie shows and not calling them zombies? What is that like a thing?
Because they don't want to be derivative.
Own the rights? They're all derivative.
Yeah, I know, but they don't want to be. They don't want to be also as.
Middle America, the government's gone. Form your own militia. Right? What are we doing here?
Yeah, so basically they all want, we're freakers. We're not, it's a zombie game. I was zombied out. But I will say, as PlayStation want to do, they are really stellar with the story and the delivery and the cinematics and the, so yeah, the beginning of it all has been, a little bit trite and derivative a little, but I'm so far I'm in, and I love the actor, Star Killer. I'll always call him Star Killer. he's my Star Killer, the actor who plays Deacon Kane in here. So far I'm interested. This is about an hour and a half. I'll say the day I was playing it, I went to sleep late, just keep continuing to play the game. It gives you something to look forward to. I'll be honest, I'm not sure I'm gonna continue with Deacon St. John. Yes. I'm not sure I'll continue, or I might put it to easy mode. I'll tell you, because there are some levels in this that I've seen where it's just thousands upon thousands of little freakers running at you on screen, and I'm just like, nah, bruh, my heart can't handle it. I'm an old man. This is some BS. So it's just too much. It's just too much coming at you. You know what I'm saying? But no, for the story alone, so far, I'm a little hooked. I'm interested. But of course, what I have been playing, is Guardians of the Galaxy, right? I put so much time into that game. I played it mostly on PC, actually all on PC. I had the PC code for it. And I suspect this will be a Game Pass game at some point. It'll eventually, like, once the high dies down a bit, it will probably come back to Game Pass and then get another bite at that apple. So when it comes to Game Pass, I'll probably switch to console and play it there. But I'm literally probably at the very last boss, pretty close to of Guardians of the Galaxy. But I'm just so loving this game that I kind of don't want to finish it. So I started another save, and I'm like going through various missions trying to find all these Easter eggs. There's like X-Men references and all this stuff. I'm just loving this game. What were we saying, man?
No. I heard a lot of people make appearances like Thanos in there.
Well, it's Guardians of the Galaxy. His daughter is in there, so you'd obviously assume he'd be in there as well. I will say, for all of those who may not have played this, who might be complaining that there are too many spoilers out there, and I've been guilty of it too. I put pictures out there without thinking about it, and I apologize for that. But I will be honest, this game is more about the journey than it is about that pop of, hey, look who this is, look who that is. The reference isn't the only thing. It's how you get there. It more often than not, when you get the character, they're not just throwaway characters here and there. They usually have something to say, or they're with you, or they matter. So even if you know who's coming, it's always fun to just be there and watch it and be a part of it. So it's been pretty cool to play, and I'm enjoying it. I'm kind of sad that it's about to end on me. I'm probably going to restart this game until Forza comes into the picture, which it has not yet. I have fought the feeling on Forza.
Are you not playing that early? Are you not going to spend the $40?
I have fought the feeling because I have too many games that I'm going through right now. I cannot add another one. Like, I have too many games I'm going through. I'm still playing through Far Cry 6, and that's a big ass game. Like, it's going to continue to suck up some time.
You know what? Me, I need to give Sony some credit here.
Mm-hmm.
I am a fan of the one and dones.
Yes.
I like to feel like I'm completing something, and I like the idea of a game that is 8 to 10, maybe 15 hours.
Beginning, middle, end, sense of accomplishment.
That's it. I feel like I'm working towards something. I can complete it, move on to the next thing. A lot of these games that are designed to be time sucks, I ain't got time for that, man. I'm running 3 businesses,
too many things
and
to do
I
in
got
the
a full-time job.
Yep. Well, I will say though, what I will say about that is a lot of people they always try to brand the consoles in different ways. Oh, well, this is the multiplayer console. Oh, this is the first. I will say that more and more as you're playing through things, it's not that simple. Like, it's not that, and you know, and we'll come back to this. But it really brought this into stark realization for me yesterday. So shout out to Cybernox. He had me on the Xbox Game Pass Club. If you don't know what that is, go seek it out. Go look on Twitter, Xbox Game Pass Club. They literally take a book club, but Game Pass, and they just play the game, talk about it. It was so much fun. We started going through Halo CE on Legendary, which, oh boy, so much fun with 2 people, right? They are like serious business. And one thing that I realized as we were playing, remember when we had the Halo conversation? People were all like, well, we don't want stealth in our Halo. There's no stealth in Halo. Yes, there is. Halo CE has a stealth level, and it was the best stealth level. Like Cyber had even forgotten. You remember the level I'm talking about, where there's snipers everywhere, and if you're able to take them out silently, it doesn't raise any alarms, and you can go in. We had such a fun time with that. It's basically, since there are few and far between in those, then they go, well, Halo has no stealth. Yes, it does. Xbox is all about the multiplayer. No, it's not. I barely play multiplayer games on Xbox, but I'm still playing games all the time on Xbox, right? So, yes, I know that by the numbers, PlayStation has more of those than Xbox does, but I think it's kind of derivative when I isolate them to one or the other. Well, I go there for my multiplayer, or I go there for my single player. I, too, am a beginning, middle, and end kind of player, and I enjoy that, right? And Xbox also has a bunch of that, so we'll see.
Well,
we'll see where it goes.
I do want to you saw the tweet I shared with you that Phil Spencer liked.
Yes, he got likes from Phil Spencer, so a little bit of this as well. There you go.
Yeah, now I'm officially on the money team.
Now you're on the money team,
right? No, but when you think about it, right? When we talk about the last 12 months, Microsoft first party has released.
They've been hitting out of the park.
Gears Tactics, Hive Busters, right.
Hive Busters, I wish was its own thing. I wish it was a full-fledged.
It was its own thing.
It's just a little short.
Okay,
sure. It was a little short.
But I just talked about how I love those things.
yes, but this was shorter than short. I needed double-digit hours, but okay, continue.
Oh, again, so Gears Tactics, Hive Busters.
Yep.
I think those are both rated at 82.
80s,
right?
Yep. High 80s, yep. Well, low 80s.
Right. Now, Pirate's Life, which doesn't have a rating, but is universally praised.
Yeah, it was great.
Right?
Fun, yep.
Flight Sim.
Fit the genre perfectly.
90. Right? Psychonauts, 88,
87.
89.
87, I think it was. Last I checked, yeah.
So 87, right?
Deathloop, also 87.
Deathloop, I think Deathloop's an 88, but maybe it's an 87.
Oh, okay. Right? I checked it yesterday, yeah. Okay.
So, sure, Deathloop, let's call it an 87, right?
And then I think there was 91 with Forza.
For Forza, right? Everyone seems to be pretty hype about.
I think Flight Sim
Halo.
is 90.
Yeah, but we said Flight Sim already, right?
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
All right, so we're 7 games, and with Halo will be 8. That is Xbox's first party output. I want to take note that all of the lowest score was an 82. highest score 91, right?
Yep, for sure.
That's the output of those studios, and I want you to look at how different each of those are.
Yep.
Think about the variety there, and all of them are best in class at what they do.
For sure.
That is,
and there are a lot of people out there who are giving mulligans. Oh well, but this was bought later. Oh well, but this was
shut the f up. But and you know who you are. What I'm saying is, think about that. That 7 first party games, that doesn't count 12 minutes and Death's Door, still not on PlayStation yet.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
It doesn't count
which
12 minutes. Yeah. It doesn't count Death's Door. It doesn't count The Ascent.
Yep.
But I'm just talking about first party.
Yeah.
There's no way you can deny that. Like, you can try, but you're exposing
and people try.
Oh
boy, they try. And when they do, they're outing themselves, but they try, But yes, I hear you 100%.
And let's come back to the fact that all of those are in Game Pass. Indeed. Oh, did I say Age of Empires?
No, you didn't, which is also really, really highly regarded right now. Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So
good morning, Mag. Thank you so much. I took your advice, as you see. I was playing some of this game, and I'm really enjoying it. Thank you so much for coming checking us out. Yes.
Right. Another one's The Medium, but I think that's on PlayStation now.
Yeah,
so all of these things on Game Pass this year. Think about the different experiences that provides. You can't call that stuff filler. I'm sorry. You can pretend that, but it is you're lying to yourself if you are.
Yep. And Mr. Joanna Dark points out the gunk still coming.
Well, I don't think that's coming this year.
They already said December.
Yeah, they said it.
They have not changed their mind yet. Yeah,
December what day?
We will see. We shall see. It might get pushed. We haven't seen that yet.
I'm saying it will get pushed.
Okay.
Right.
Well, final one, Miss Joanna Dark, Bright Memory Infinite, which we know is coming because we've seen a recent trailer. And boy, what a trailer. Like, it's like, what is it? Like 5 minutes of just straight action, like complete.
I hope what are we talking about?
Bright Memory Infinite.
Oh, yeah. No, that was that was more than 5 minutes, right? Like that was.
Yeah, it was way more than 5 minutes. I think 15 or so. And it's definitely coming this month, November.
It's coming this month for PC. When is it coming for?
The even though it said for PC in the underneath it in the what do you call it, description of the video on IGN, they said also on Xbox.
Wait, hold on. Joanna Dark says December 29th. What's coming December 29th?
Yes. The gunk. They said December 29th.
But they might as well said December 32nd.
December 31st. Right? Yeah, they might as well say.
Cut it out, man.
I hear you.
You got one bad QA review. And
you're one bad QA standard away from switching to 2020. I hear you.
Right?
No, I'm still excited for that game.
No, but look, the gunk, Bright Memory Infinite, Scorn is definitely next year.
Yeah,
and Crossfire X. And I do not believe for a second that Crossfire is coming out.
I'll give you that.
Coming out this year.
I'll give you that. Yep. Because it's been a little bit light on details with Crossfire. They've kind of came and they said what they said and then they moved on quietly. So I hear you on that. But okay.
And I don't want Gunk to get like overshadowed by Halo either. So I feel like the Gunk is a perfect January game after everybody's gone through the holiday, whatever. You put it out January before the February onslaught of everything that is coming.
And you also have to understand, this is their first ever 3D game by the studio. They've been doing 2D games the whole time. This would be their first outing in full 3D. So I can understand if they delay. Let's hope
they pull a house mark, but like not where the doors work.
Actually, you know what? I played a bit of Returnal since Housemarque did their update. I still don't like it really. I'm trying, but I'm still like
no, because those aren't real safe.
I don't know, man. All you can do is literally like
this do what allows you to play another game.
It saves your state. You can return to it later. It's still the same, I did get to. I have gotten to level 3, and it looks like they've made the levels even more difficult. They've added more things into it. So you can do these revenge missions
of going back to
sleep.
Yeah, which is
I think I saw that. Yeah.
What the hell? They just
Yeah.
ensured I'll never play this game again, and I paid $70 for it.
Yeah, as did I.
And I supported the devs. I don't feel like the devs supported me.
Well, you know, isn't that always the back and forth? Support the devs, but when the devs don't support you, you know, it is what it is. What are you going to do? You know. So okay, so that's all you've been playing so far. Like, I know you've been busy, so I can definitely understand if those are the ones that have been really keeping you busy.
I've been playing the game of calling people and checking in with people to can I guest on their show to talk about the Kickstarter. That's the game I've been playing.
Which is a good game to play when you have wares to share. So
it's a good game to play when people get back to you.
I hear you, bro. Not a problem. So okay, we have been playing some games. There's been some interesting stuff. I think we will talk. We'll eventually get to the games that we think are going to be on the docket for the rest of the year. Games we might want to play and games we will probably be skipping and whatnot. But I think I wanted to move on and talk a bit about some of the stories that have hit us in the gaming streets this week. And in doing so, you can start taking your victory lap. All right, don't worry about it. We'll get there. Right. So the games that we've been playing, the stories that have been making the rounds this week, and I'll start with one that I saw that raised my eyebrow. Right, Marvel's Avengers finally getting that PlayStation exclusive, finally getting that Spider-Man.
And
it's finally coming.
Seems like it dropped with a thud that no one cared about.
Yeah, like I didn't even see it make news.
Not even a trailer.
Yep.
And it's coming out. That's so weird to me.
And the weird part about it is they didn't even show what it looks like. They didn't even show the traversal. Is this the Spider-Man that you know and love from Insomniac's kind of Spider-Man, or is it a different iteration of the character? We have not seen that. It's just kind of dropped with a thud and just kind of like, well, it's coming. And I'm just like, really? That's a little bit crazy that they just like dropped it like that. That's a little unusual. What are your thoughts, man?
Well, I do want to like take a minute to kind of poke fun at all the people that were super angry at this because they thought it was kind of going to be a big deal. Mm-hmm. And I said, look, it is just business. They have the rights to that character, so they're going to utilize that. And everybody was so upset, anti-consumer. Yes, it still is like messed up, but who cares? And guess what? No one cares about the game or that Spider-Man's going to be in it. And Black Panther couldn't save it. I don't know if Spider-Man will save it. We shall see. But if that's any consolation, no one cares that they're putting Spider-Man in it.
Which is unfortunate. Some notable inclusions: power level increases, gear upgrades, you know, more objectives. They're really trying to still continue pushing the whole games
to right the ship while Square throws them under the bus.
And that's where we're going next, good sir. You know, like now the headline of this thing was sad. Square Enix roasting Marvel's Avengers is hard to read, you know? Now, it's hard to read on multiple perspectives. What do you think? I think it's hard to read because it's cringeworthy, and it's also hard to read because why the hell would you be doing this to them? These are your studios, man.
Hold on a minute. We are talking about Square Enix when the more and more you think about it, is a shitty company. I
wouldn't go that far.
I said it. Hold on. Did they pay People Can Fly yet? Remind me.
Touche.
All as great as everybody loved Tomb Raider, they said they wasn't happy with it.
Oh yeah. People Can Fly. This game did great. Look at our numbers. Well, our numbers strategically in-house was 3 billion consumers. Since we haven't gotten there yet, you are not getting paid. Move on, sir.
Right? Like, what are we doing?
They're about the cash. They really about the cash.
Everybody loved Tomb Raider, and they just completely pretended like it was garbage. Like they forced this service model on People Can Fly on Crystal Dynamics.
Yes,
right.
It's their fault that Crystal Dynamics made this game.
Where's Final Fantasy VII Remake? So instead of saying, you know what, let's take ownership. We made them make a service game, right? They're like, well, it's their fault.
It's their fault. Yeah.
Now we forced that model on them that didn't work for this IP.
It didn't work. Yep.
They wasn't the right studio to begin with. Throw them under the bus. And then, as far as I understand it, the last 2 projects that they pitched, Square turned it down and then just hoard them out to Microsoft. Right?
You said hoard them out to Microsoft.
No. I mean, look at the headline of the article. Read what they're saying in the contents of the article. Right? So basically, you threw them out to do the dirty work of another publisher, and then you're castigating them in this article like this instead of just saying we messed up. I lead several teams in what I do, right? Whether it's the comic book stuff or my day job stuff, right?
Yeah.
And I the teams that I lead in my software engineering life, I've worked for billion-dollar corporations, Citigroup being one of them, right? If somebody on my team mess up, I got to take the blame for that.
That's right. The buck stops with you because you lead the team.
Right.
That's right.
Now we can have our review meetings afterwards to try to figure out how we right the ship, but that's a private thing.
Exactly.
Doing 100%. Shit like that in public, what do you think that does to the people that work there?
It demoralizes your own employees. Like, why? That's why I'm like, head scratcher.
Now,
what are you doing here?
You
and we
remember,
we can slowly transition because I know where you want to go with all this.
No, I'm not yet. What I'm saying is, you remember that song from the R&B singer Joe? I Want to Know.
Of course, yes. Right? Banger from the old school. Let's go.
see, if you look at Joe, he was the original Mr. Steal Your Girl before it was Trey Songz.
Indeed.
In every 100%. One of his videos, it was just a guy mistreating his girl.
Yep.
And then Joe was just right there in the background looking at him, shaking his head.
Like,
it wouldn't be like that with me, girl. It wouldn't be like that. It's a damn shame he got.
You see where we're going, right? You see where we're going with this.
All I'm saying is there is a home, Crystal Dynamics, where you would be valued and appreciated for your work.
I thought you were gonna shorten and go. There's a home for you, Crystal D.
Well, easy. All I'm saying, there is someone who recognizes your worth, Crystal Dynamics.
Yeah, there's someone who recognizes your
someone
potential.
Who would treat you right. Like the woman you are.
Like this man. I think what was it? I think Beast Mode was ahead of you. Like way back when he was like, "Why don't you just sell it to Xbox already?" Like he said that a while ago before we even started this conversation.
This is what I'm saying.
So I think people are on the train with you, bro. I definitely hear you. I hear you. Ooh, I see a few folks that are watching us on the Twitch chat. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you checking it. I just posted it on Twitch just to see, it's out there. Let people be able to take part, and I appreciate you viewing from that platform. Thank you for joining us. But no, I hear you 100%.
Listen, Microsoft will never have you riding the bus to get to work. They will. They
missed the money bags. They got it open.
You know what? We'll take it to Babyface.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That is notorious.
They'll wash your clothes. They'll pay your rent. They'll cook you dinner as soon as Microsoft gets home from work. So what I'm saying, Crystal Dynamics, is know your worth. And you should only surround yourself and
with those who recognize your worth
that care about you. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Indeed. But yes, folks, if you haven't had a chance to read this is just one of the articles. I thought the headline was nice and savage, but still, the contents of the article itself has quotes.
It bores out the title. I don't think that was a clickbait title.
It was definitely in there. Yes, for sure. It is unfortunate, and from a business perspective, I just don't understand what the strategic advantage is for laying out your own people like that. And we may get there.
You are a company that is run by scumbags that still hasn't paid people can fly or even told them how much money they were supposed to get.
That is not, even if that is true, and I'm not going to argue with you with that, whether that's true or not, that is not the strategic advantage you get. Oh, we're scumbags, so we're just going to do this. Could it be that you're priming your investors when you cut off your left arm by telling them from afar, hey, this left arm is problematic. Hey, it's not working right, man. This is not good. And then what happened? Well, we told you the arm wasn't working.
Listen, you know how a bunch of people.
This episode is called Conspiracy Theories, bro. You're wearing your tinfoil hat.
Listen,
let's go.
You know how a bunch of people were surprised when Daenerys Targaryen turned bad and killed all them people? I always knew that bitch was crazy. So what I'm saying is Square Enix is Daenerys Targaryen. They've been crazy. They've been effed up. They've been scumbags. And this is just the latest example
of them manifesting their effed upness.
Yes.
I hear you.
I akin Square Enix to that raggedy bitch Beverly Keane from Midnight Mass.
This dude.
And I'm glad she's dead.
Welcome, J-Mo. How you doing? It's good to have you here. He's always in the chat. I appreciate you coming out. No, I hear you, bro. I hear you.
No, he's here for the sake of talk.
Yes, I know he is.
He's not a Sonic believer, so I hope
he first
tried
to
get schooled.
He tried to tag me with the stand. I don't know if you saw that. He tried to tag me with the stand. I'm like, nah, man, you twisted. I am an analyst when it comes to this stuff. This man, he is the true believer. He's gonna put on the Negro Damas hat and he's gonna take a lap. It's all good. We're gonna get there. Yes, we're gonna get there. But okay, so this news was really a head scratcher, and I still to this day, although we poke fun and we go, they're probably getting ready. That's the only thing I can see that could potentially no slander on sex.
You tuned into the wrong show, my friend.
Oh boy, but really, why else? Even if like, and we all know what really happened here. We know that, right? This was not that situation, right? There have been other instances in the gaming industry past where reports have come out with shadiness here and there, both on Microsoft's part and other companies, but it's always just a report, right? It's always Schreier or somebody, on background. Hey, this is what happened. This is the reason why Scalebound didn't show up. This is the reason why we didn't get a sequel for this game or that game, right? But it's always on background. When has the CEO of a company come out and been like, yeah, they suck? Our own employees, they suck. That is from a business perspective. I still don't get it unless, and I keep saying this, unless they are ready to try and cut the arm off, but they don't want investors to go, what happened here? This is a top-notch studio. What are you doing?
No,
so they're telegraphing that we don't like them anymore.
One thing I want to bring up, right? I think that, so somebody asked if they do let Crystal Dynamics go, does Tomb Raider come with it? And I would argue, as long as they're keeping IDOS Montreal, no, it does not. Right? Because the question is, do they have someone to make that IP? Right? And I don't know that they will.
But see, here's my question on that though. Do we think that even with all this critical acclaim that what do you call it, Guardians of the Galaxy is getting, you think it'll make dollars and cents for them to the point where they go, yep, we're keeping them? Because Tomb Raider was critically acclaimed. I mean, it was across the board. Yay! And yes, they did greenlight 2 more after that, but they also came out and said it failed to hit the targets that we had forecasted. Like, they are quick to be like, we thought it'd make $1 billion. So
that is what you call Hollywood accounting, where they promise people points on the back end, but they find every way they can
to tell them that it's not
no money.
Which is exactly what happened with Outriders. 5 minutes ago, you were like, this was better than we thought it was. And the second that the developers open their hand to go, they go, well, the numbers didn't add up. But you said 5 minutes ago it was better than you thought it was.
Don't worry about all of that.
Yeah.
I ain't got
about that. That's different. Seriously. And Mr. Joanna Dark makes a great point. He's been making it on Twitter for a while. Where is the damn Deus Ex? That needs to be sold to Microsoft. I'm there for that.
So I think they
Deus
would
Ex.
give, I think Square would let go of that. I don't think they'd let go of Tomb Raider.
No. Tomb Raider is too lucrative for them. Unless they were literally letting go of the entire Western Division, because I don't see any of their Eastern Division like taking Tomb Raider seriously, right? If they were getting rid of the entire Western Division, then you can see that happen.
In that case, yes, but then you're talking about big billions.
Yes. Oh yeah, big dog money moves. The whole Western Division plus that IP would be big moves. It would be
You're
wallet
talking
opening
about,
moves.
You're talking about Bethesda money.
Yeah, but the whole company wasn't the last like real analysis. There's something
Like
was something like $10 billion for the whole thing.
Something like that, yes.
But that's for the whole thing, West, East, the whole deal, not just the
Doesn't
Western
matter.
Division.
You have to pay a premium on top of, what do you
Of
call
course,
it?
to make it
And then
lucrative
they're
for
going to
them.
value each of the IPs.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't just be Deus Ex and what do you call it? And you know, since Avengers is an ongoing game, those contracts would come along with the Western studios, I would believe, right? And how much are they going to pay for that?
Nah, no doubt.
So
I do hear you on that.
7 to 8 billion market cap, Beast Mode says.
Yeah.
But again, how much of that is Western Division? Because what do you get with Western Division? You would get Crystal Dynamics. You would get
Eidos Montreal.
And what else?
Whose stock has risen quite considerably.
And I also think that may make it the sale more difficult because maybe people are like, hey, maybe we got something here.
Yeah, but that's my question, right? Because they had something with Tomb Raider, but they still let it be known that they weren't happy with it, right? To the point where additional development dollars.
They still made 3 of them.
But remember, after the first one, additional development dollars was given by Microsoft to make the additional ones, and they also got the arrows in the knees for taking a 1-year exclusive on that. But they literally took Microsoft's money to continue making that series because as critically acclaimed as it came out to be, they were like, we ain't doing the second one without extra funding.
While they're literally counting cash, they're like,
yep,
man, I ain't got it, man.
Yep, exactly. So I say that to say that I wouldn't put it past the company to go, it doesn't make dollars and cents. Yeah, critically acclaimed, but it's not translating to our wallet the way we want it to be. No, so maybe it's worth selling.
What I'm saying is that they're lying. And it is translating the way they want it to be. It's just publicly they're saying it's not because they don't want to pay their partners and they are scumbags.
You keep coming back to the scumbag point.
Absolutely. I will keep saying it until I get Final Fantasy VII Remake on the Xbox.
On the Xbox, yes. And will you play it when it comes to the Xbox?
Yeah, 1,000%.
Okay.
I'm playing it right now on the PlayStation.
I was about to say, are you playing it on PlayStation? Like, have you been? Okay. Because I've been playing it as well, like little by little, you know.
And I feel like I've been like you playing it little by little because I'm like in the back of my mind, it's gonna come on. Because I'd rather like call me whatever, but I would rather get achievements because that's where I've been building more than trophies.
Yes.
And so this is why when the multi-plat comes out, I'll get it on the Xbox as opposed to the PlayStation. Nothing against the PlayStation.
And even though the new PlayStation has come very far, I will give it that. Very far, I'm still partial to. You know, I'm still partial to. I'm sorry. You know, yes, they have come very far. I appreciate what they're doing in the rumble and the haptics and all of that. It's more comfortable for the man hands, but still, I say to this day, there's no equal. You know, so that's probably why I would, and that's more often than not why I play on PC as well, because then I can just plug this baby in and we're good to go. You know, so yes. So okay, I hear you on that. Now, all right, so we could continue on a bit, but I kind of want to take a small little detour and talk about Forza, because we'll bring it all together at the end. Have you watched some of these reviews here of Forza? Have you watched some of the video reviews? Our own Mr. Boomstick did a great review.
I watched Booms and I watched half of Rand's.
Okay,
and Colts played in the background, but I didn't see it actually playing. And I watched a few minutes of Digital Foundry, but at that point, I was like, I don't want to see any of this anymore because I don't want to be wowed when I'm driving in the biomes.
Yep. Indeed. Man, this game is a freaking stunner. Like, and actually, even to drive the point home even more, the Digital Foundry did their thing, right? And they did that only on the latest and greatest consoles, right? Which is fine, and all of that. And I think the PC one is going to come out later soon. Alex Battaglia is probably going to deal with that one. But they did that part, and then they moved on yesterday, and they did all the consoles, like from Xbox OG VCR all the way up to the latest and greatest. And I guess they if you watch the video, and I suggest people do, you'll see literally they have screens where they're all set up side by side, right? And with one controller, you can control all 5 or 6 of them. So they can literally at any moment stop, pause, and be very, very like for like in their comparisons. Man, if you see the video output of that stuff, what they've had to do, all the people that keep talking about how last gen is holding next gen back, this should be your proof that you don't understand the technology.
Well, I mean, hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. This whole
go ahead.
Last gen is holding this gen back. We all knew that was bullshit when everyone was praising Spider-Man Miles Morales. Nobody gave a shit about last gen holding current gen back.
I'm assuming that they're genuinely concerned, and it's not those disingenuous arguments.
Well, no, I'm saying that they're not concerned.
Yes. No, I hear you.
So again, you're happy to talk about how amazing Miles Morales looked, and it does. And everyone goes around touting Forbidden West. That's also a cross-gen title.
Cross-gen, yeah.
So you can anyone saying that can miss me with that argument. So this is only the latest example of how full of shit people were. But go ahead.
See, well, no, but for those, because
time today.
See, but here's the thing, because there are those who make those disingenuous arguments, and then there are those in the community who may not know whether that's true or not, so they'll believe what they hear, right? When you see that Digital Foundry, that breakup video where they literally show you from OG to latest and greatest, you will definitely see where the uplifts are coming from. That should prove it to you, point blank, then and there, right? Because at any moment they can pause the game and you see Xbox One OG, Xbox One S, you see Xbox One X, you see Series X and Series S, all in the line, all at the exact place that every game is. And you can literally see, okay, so from the 1S, the graphics, the lighting makes it look more cartoony. It is better than Forza 4, but it makes the graphics look more cartoony. And then as you transition to the latest and greatest, you start seeing like anybody who's ready to play this game needs to see that transition, because the latest and greatest version, you don't see how lifelike it looks until you compare it to the last gen version. Oh man, it is so amazing, like wild, right? And I respect a lot of what the Digital Foundry folks do and their deep analysis. And Richard Ledbetter is a legend in the gaming space. This is a man who has come out and said for this game he's playing it 30 frames per second quality mode on the console. Right? How unheard of is that?
Oh wow.
How unheard of is that? He's playing it 30 frames per second because it's just that amazing, and it's just reaches that high level of quality. And even to the point where like the usually 30 frames per second comes with input lag. They've worked so hard on it that the input lag is even not noticeable. So the 30 frames per second is a viable way to play. Now, of course, you want 60, you want all the bells and whistles, PC people, and that'll come, right? And of course, for those of you who have PCs, you get it once, you have it everywhere you want. Shout out to Microsoft, right? Hopefully, PlayStation gets to a place where we can say that about them too, right? If I own a copy of it on the console, I should be able to grab a copy of it on the PC without too much stress, right? Without having to pay, dip into it again. But this game is awesome. Like, it is so good looking that even those who are pixel peepers, who are always about that frames per second, are ready to take that 30 frames per second hit in order to keep all the visual clarity that they have on there. Thank you so much, Paul Alibaba, for coming out here and showing some love. We appreciate you being here. We appreciate you being here. So, yes, I just needed to take a quick detour because, and before we move on, this leads me to a conversation that people have been having online when this game started coming out. What are your thoughts on this getting actual nomination for best game of the year? Not best racing game, which is a shoe-in. None of that. I'm talking point blank game of the year. What are your thoughts on that?
In a year
think
like
it doesn't
this,
deserve it?
I'm not saying it doesn't deserve it.
Okay.
By the way, that's the next car I'm getting.
This man over here.
Haven't explained it to the wife yet, but
well, hopefully she gets your explanation before she sees this video.
Well, I
We'll
mean,
continue.
hopefully I'll explain it to her before I pull it up to the driveway.
Before it pulls
But
up the driveway. Yeah, indeed.
no, I'm telling you, man, I got like 3 years left paying off the Tesla. When I'm done with that, that's the one I'm going for.
Okay.
But I don't know, man. I don't think I'm not saying it shouldn't, because like I'm not gonna lie, right? Like I'm gonna play this. I don't have a lot of history with Forza. Like I play them when they come out for a couple of days, and then I'm like, this is fun. But I'm not a racing guy.
Yep.
And I feel like you need more universal appeal to be nominated.
Well, I will say, and you are absolutely right that there's always a difference between the racing guys and the people who just touch it for a while and move on, right? I will say that is a big part of most people's review. Most people are all about, hey, whether you're a racing guy or not a racing guy, you need to give this game a shot because it's actually, almost 4 quadrant, if you will. It has appeal across the board, and a lot of people, even non-racing people, find the love in this specific one, to the point where even Forza 4 did not reach those heights, right? And unlike most games, this game is an iterative process that you can see, right? Because you can play Forza 2 right now, same car, same road.
Okay.
Forza 2, you can play the same car, same road.
Forza 2 is in Mexico?
No. Well, not specifically the same road, but same cars, right? And the visuals can be like for like as far as where you are, even though it's a different location.
Do me a favor, take over for a second. I'll be right back. 2 seconds.
No worries.
Continue.
No worries. Yeah. So you can play that, and when you do, you will see the transition move from how it used to be to how it is, to how it got in the mid-gen to now. Because then they say technically Forza 2 or 3, and maybe I'm switching them around, but I think Forza 3 was the best of last gen and the beginning of, the best of 2 gens ago and the beginning of last gen. So it was a transition between 360 and Xbox One. That's when that came out. So you could see the transitional differences there. And now, of course, with 5, this is the best of last gen and the first of the next gen, which is the baseline is Xbox One, and obviously it gets the push for the series consoles as well. But I guess I'm saying this to say it is very much a showcase for the Xbox. And I kind of was hoping, like, for those who are all about, hey, we want to see what this thing can do, maybe they should have put a bit more effort and made this release with the console. I think that the conversation would have possibly changed about the whole, exclusives and what we have had this released with the console. We won't know. This is all speculation town. This is all potential what could have happened. But by and large, this is just one indication of all the reviews. They are very, very, very very righteous. Everyone is saying it, and it's making me super excited to play it. Now, the reason I have not jumped in day one right now is because I just have too many games on the docket, man. I have just too many games. I know a lot of y'all folks in the chat feel the same way. I've been talking with you guys on Twitter and a few other places. There's just too many games to play right now, and I refuse to put Far Cry 6 down. I refuse to, and as you know, I've been sipping that Guardians of the Galaxy tea for a little while, so it makes it difficult for me to go. I don't think I'll buy into this, but I will definitely get it. Usually day 4, yeah. It doesn't. It's not that long of a wait. It's just with a whole bunch of people expounding its virtue and how much they love it and all the screenshots. Man, it's making it difficult. I will admit that. But you know what? While we wait for Everborn, I have a quick question about that. Folks have been complaining that makes the goalpost a bit moving when it comes to Game Pass, right? They promise that, all these games come day and date onto that service, right? But more and more you see, all right, well, first off, you have premiums that came out that were also included with Game Pass. Great. Hivebusters being an example of that. But then, of course, you see this come out and there's 3-4 days ahead of time. And of course, it's not in Game Pass. So technically it didn't release day and date. What do you guys think about that? Like, is that something that is problematic? Do you have a problem with that? Or is just kind of like, hey, day and date is still the official release date? I would like to know, because I don't know how I feel about that. It's been a little bit, I know there are a lot of disingenuous arguments about that, but I will have to say a little bit that I kind of see where folks are coming from, because more often than not, it seems like Microsoft has been moving it a little bit, and they may deserve a little criticism. And Beast Mode asks me why it's problematic. Welcome, good sir. Fun speculation in the house. Thank you, Mav. Thank you for pulling up. We're just having a chat about Forza a little bit. I think people, yes, people paying over $100 to access it early, and I have no issue with that. You want to pay to play it early, 100%. I'm down with that. That's not a problem, right? But there's always that conversation about, well, Microsoft promised day and date. This is not technically day and date because the game released 4 days ago for those who have to pay for it. I thought that was the quote unquote benefit of having Game Pass. I don't fully agree with that. I really don't fully agree with that. I would think this is quote unquote the early access period, but their policy in general as to what is included with Game Pass has been a little bit wishy-washy, a little bit, just a little bit. And I can get over it. It's not a big deal, right? Eventually it comes where you want it to be. If you don't want to pay the full price, you'll be able to play it anyway. But I do tend to see, when there's those who may, and may is a big word, those who may have a genuine problem with it, I can't just out and out say you're being ridiculous, because I kind of see what's going on there. I think the Xbox 2, the fine folks at Xbox 2 had a conversation about that as well. I see a little bit where that's coming from. You know what I mean? Like if you're not going to be day and date on everything, then just say that all our games will come to Game Pass, or all our games come to Game Pass, right? In the launch window. I don't know. Say something like that. But to say day and date over and over again, and to say you get the day and date, the premium experience, or they don't even say the premium experience, but what tends to happen is instead of saying the premium experience, you get the base game, and sometimes you get the top.
I disagree, sir.
Yes.
I heard you.
I want to hear you. Yes.
I had to take a bathroom break.
No.
I was listening to you.
I want to have that conversation. Yeah.
I don't disagree. I don't agree. Mm-hmm. You're paying money for early access. Yes. The game is not launched yet officially. Yes. Right? So you can't buy the standard version of the game and play it right now, or can you?
No, technically,
you can't. Can you or can't you?
No, you cannot. I think it comes with a welcome pack and all of that. The first version,
fantastic. If you bought the standard version, which is what you're getting in Game Pass, you will play it on Tuesday, just like everybody else.
Yeah, no. And don't get me wrong.
They call it early access.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I stand with those who are like on the picket fences. Hell no. But
usually
this is just an example.
Trying to downplay Game Pass from the beginning.
I hear you,
that
bro.
Are saying that, but yeah,
I hear you. But I'm just saying, for those who may have, it speaks to the idea that these guys, the policy needs to be a bit more solid. It needs to be a bit more solid. Like for instance, what do you call it? You said the name of the expansion not too long ago. Gears of War. Hive Busters. Came with Game Pass Ultimate, right? Nobody needed to pay for it. You could have paid $20 for it, but it came inside Game Pass Ultimate, which is a great benefit, right? Maybe they should have been like, this is a one-time thing, or this is a special offer, or something like that, because that set the precedent to make people think, if that premium content showed up, then why doesn't this premium?
Not really, and I'll tell you why.
Please, yes.
Here's why you're wrong. No, the thing is, you get the standard versions, right?
Mm-hmm.
When these things release, that's what you get. Now, there are certain instances where there are one-offs where you will get that included in your subscription, but that's like a perk. That's not. That's like the exception, not the rule.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they've been very consistent on saying you get these standard. Exactly. Falling. Exactly. Yes. You got it. I didn't want to say it. You said it. I was thinking.
No. Hey. Look. I'm here to have a genuine back and forth. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, and I want to be told that I'm wrong, and I want the public to tell me their opinions on it. and I think that this is great. We should have this conversation. This is good. Continue.
Yeah. So that's really the thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like they've been very clear on these things, and
Mm-hmm.
people are trying to make it
Make
something
it wishy-washy.
Yes, because they have this other agenda.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and that's the thing I want to just dispel and not even entertain.
I still can't get over. He put the sunken place in front of that conversation.
No, man, listen.
Well done, good sir. Well done.
When the man is right, he's right.
Oh man, that's great. No. So that is the argument that's out there. Clearly, by and large, those who are enjoying the service, those who have the service, realize that it's absolutely BS, right? You don't want to wait. You can pay a little bit. It's kind of like saying, a movie didn't release on Friday. That's not the official release date because early access was Wednesday, right? It's a wishy-washy argument. I hear you on that. But okay, we took a detour here, but I still want to hear you before we move on. I want to hear what your opinion is. Why should this game on its merits be able to get at least a nomination for Game of the Year, like just standard Game of the Year, rather than the consolation prize of Best Racing Game, which as many times as they've iterated on this game, you can call that a consolation prize because they deserve the highest tier of recommendation of this game, in my opinion.
Well, again, is this going to appeal to a broader audience? And I think that's really the question you have to ask yourself.
And we won't know until we have hands on stick, right? Pause.
Right.
and I meant sticks, like these sticks.
Don't try to clean it up now. There's going to be audio only listeners, and
they're just gonna be like, nah, bro. But okay, so you think it's okay for it to continue? Because to me, this is kind of like Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. This is Spider-Man Into this is the Into the Spider-Verse argument where Best Animated Film. No, I wanted this to at least get Movie of the Year nomination, which it did. Right? Yes, it's a great animated feature, but it reached higher than anything else in that year. So maybe because if Returnal is in the Game of the Year conversation, I'm a Returnal player. This should be as well. Come on now.
Okay.
And by the way, not to get salty, but I've heard that very interesting tidbit. The entire player base of Returnal has been dwarfed by this game in early access. I'm just saying. And that's in Game of the Year conversation.
Yeah, maybe that wouldn't be the case if they had a goddamn save feature. But that's neither here nor there.
Bro, that's neither here nor there. If Returnal is in Game of the Year conversation, right, the entire play base of Returnal has been dwarfed in early access by this game, meaning without any Game Pass editions, more people have bought this game than bought Returnal.
Yeah, that's because you can save. I'm just saying. Correlation is not causation, but I'm saying.
Yeah, see 700,000 people have played this game already.
And again, that is my only issue with Returnal is that it needs a save feature. I don't care what they say. I don't care what they.
It needs to be. There needs to be save points. Right. Save points where you can just save it. Yes, I hear you. I hear you on that. Yeah,
they 100%. Add that, and then we can have that conversation.
Maybe a save mode.
Yes.
Rather than
call it the Mr. Softy mode if you want. I will play it. But until then, they can kiss my ass.
So, all right. Well, before we talk about the last news story and the big news story, right? I think we should diverge a little bit. Do you have some things you want to show from the Kickstarter potential? Do you want to share and we can get through that real quick before we go there? Because I really want people to see what you got going on before we get to the big story.
Okay.
If you can share.
I can.
Okay.
So let me see. Give me a second, because I want to send it to you. Because if we share my screen, we're going to be in a. We can share the screen, but
share the screen, bro. Share the screen. Let's see how it looks.
All right.
Share the screen. It's all good. It's all good. So yes, people, if you have not heard, for those who did not file in, who have filed in a little later, we appreciate you being here. We appreciate you guys showing up. And the man has a Kickstarter campaign that will go live tomorrow. More will be spoken about that on the Iron Lords podcast tomorrow as well. We will share the link once more. Let me share that link once more. And I wanted him to at least show you guys, for those who are gracious enough to pull up, show you guys a little bit of what he's got working, a little bit of what he's got cooking in that Kickstarter for you guys who want to see it. I have once again put the link to the Kickstarter in the chat. Please, if nothing else, just go there and ask to be notified, because that helps the algorithm, so that when the Kickstarter campaign starts, you just click right there, you click on it, and it helps push them up, kind of like the likes and subscribes help out the YouTube channel. And by the way, please do that as well. Hit the like up button on this show if you appreciate it. If you want to keep getting more content, subscribe to the channel. We need to be more vocal about that. We appreciate all folks who have been helping us get to newer heights. So, do you have something to show? Yes, you do. Let's go. Ready? And here we are. I don't think you added audio, good sir.
I didn't want to add audio. Audio's not done.
Okay.
But it's a new series set in the Everborn saga, a new kingdom on the other side of the world. Princess by day, bandit by night. She's having visions of the future. Intense action. A corrupt king that Karma wants to get revenge against. Worlds will collide. You see Ariel from Ariel's Adventure there, the Redlands. So this is the new series that we're doing.
Play that again, bro. Play that again.
Fills out the story even more, and it's going to build out the lore and everything. So basically, we've got the main character here is Karma, or AKA Isis Amun, when she's a princess. The current king that is in power killed her parents to get on the throne, but raised her like his own daughter. And now she is moonlighting as a bandit who is secretly leading a team and targeting his allies to weaken him amongst his enemies so she can exact her revenge. The only trouble is her crew does not know she's one of the royals, because they really hate the royals, right? Mm. And if they found out who she really is, they'd hate her even more, because she's doing exactly what the royals do: use the commoners as pawns in their silly games, right? So she has to lead this double life. She can't tell the king that she's robbing his friends, and she can't tell her friends that she's secretly connected to the king, trying to get back at him. And I'm sure that'll work out well for her. But yeah, and while all of that is going on, that's her journey. But it turns out she's been having these visions and doesn't know what they are. First, she thinks it's good luck, so she knows what's happening before it happens. Then it turns into nightmares, and it turns out that she is in our world, what we call a Cassandra, which is like an oracle in the Matrix, right? They can see the future. And so if you're following the Ariel's Adventure series, if you look at the end of that first chapter, there was an attack. Something's going to happen with Baltimore from the Prince of Arcadia series. And the last thing he's going to say to Ariel is find the Cassandra, and Karma is that Cassandra, even though she doesn't know it yet. So
you got to stop dropping spoilers, bro.
I know,
stop dropping spoilers.
It's crazy.
Stop dropping spoilers. Yes. But yes, as you can see, this man has spent many a nights, many a years crafting such a narrative, putting together
many
such a story.
Thousands of dollars.
Many thousands of dollars, as has been said. He's putting out really good imagery. Putting out.
This is the whole book right here, by the way.
Okay.
I don't want to.
Don't go too deep, bro. Don't go too deep.
You know what? You got to pay for that.
That's right. I will once again. Let me switch back to the website.
No, let me play. Let me play it one more time. I'm going to play it one more time.
Play one more time. Yeah, I have the link in the chat. Please click that link. Even if you don't choose to participate in the Kickstarter, hit the notification so the algorithms know that a lot more people are interested, and that way it'll surface the Kickstarter to the top of their page so that people can see more of it, and this will lead to more people being able to check it out. You can definitely see all the energy that has been put into this. I really like the production of the video. Bravo, good sir. It came out excellent. So, we'll hear more about it on the Iron Lords podcast tomorrow, I'm sure. Once again, I will put the link in the chat. Please, please, please do yourself a favor and go check it out, because I suspect you will not be disappointed.
You will
One
not.
more time in there.
63 pages of greatness.
See what he did there? He put greatness in there to just trigger you PlayStation dudes.
Yeah, no. I'm
just messing with you,
hoping it brainwashes them the same way it does.
It brainwashes the same way. Stop it. Anyway,
the Everborn sunken place.
So I guess we will transition to what we consider the big story today, right? Now everybody knows what the big story is. We've already had this conversation. You caught us on PTG where this man went loose and took his victory lap, right? Go ahead and put your Negro Damas hat on. You know, you can do a little bit of the spinning. Oh Lord. Anyway,
my time has cometh.
If you have not checked out the article, I think you should check out Jez Corden's article on Windows Central. Very interesting read. When this initially blew, people had a whole bunch of takes on it and what they thought and this and that, right? I will continue the tradition of always pointing out when I was right, and I was right, but we will continue on this point, right? So, Everborn, you've had a chance to have this sit. You sat with it for a while, you know, and all the back and forth has happened.
I've been sitting with an Xbox Sega deal for about 20 years, but go ahead.
There you go. See, when you say stuff like that, though, that's what makes your credibility a little lackluster. That's what drops your credibility.
Okay. But you know what raises my credibility? Actions in the real world. Yes, sir.
That's right. So go ahead. So what I will say, just for those few who may not have who may not be caught up on what exactly is going on, right? We have basically the news came out. This has been an initiative, or at least in the public press arena, this has been an initiative that has been led by Sega, coming out and saying that they have formed a strategic alliance with Xbox, and that speaks to all of the pluses in mind, all the pluses that Xbox and Microsoft have to offer. Right? They're talking about development technology. We're talking PlayFab. We're talking GameStack. You know, that is their development platform that they're sharing with people. They're talking cloud gaming. Obviously, that's Azure. You know that there's been many a report that Azure is going to be very fully utilized, and they're going to push that in a big way, right? They're talking super games. Now, super games, for those who recall, is that Kim Swift situation where they said Kojima was hired on after it didn't work out on Stadia. And in addition to Kojima potentially doing something there, they also have hired Kim Swift, who has been a legend in the game industry with technology. She helped build the Valve Index. I think her college project was Portal. So that gives you a sense of where she's at, where she comes from, and what's going on here, right? So now, when this whole thing came out, right? People were ready for the takes, right? There are some who are out there going,
Paul AFC gets it.
Yeah, he gets it. He gets it. You know, there were some who came out and were like, "Oh, Xbox exclusives all down the line. It's over. They bought them. It's wrapped." Right? There are those, but by and large, a lot of people were like, "Oh, this is just nothing. Absolutely nothing. This is ridiculous. Why are you people worrying about it? This is exactly like the Sony thing with Xbox, right?" Wrong. Now, when this came out, what I said was that is wrong. Why? Because they didn't call it a strategic alliance. These words are chosen for a reason. They're very specifically chosen because all of those have their connotations and they have their actual meaning, not what you think it means, but there's a definition there that means something else. And those of us who work in corporate America, you know, they're full of acronyms and full of definitions, right? So Microsoft has partners. HP is a partner. Lenovo is a partner. Anybody that uses their operating system to build something is a partner. Welcome, Gabo. You're just in time for the slander, baby. You're just in time for the victory lap. Well played, good sir. You came up right on time, right? When they do partnerships, they do partnerships with other companies. And by partner, it means you will sell our wares and we will pay you for it, or there'll be money changing hands, this and that, right? Strategic alliances are a different beast altogether, right? You may not even understand all that, and you probably don't even need to understand that. What does point to a very righteous place, and here's where I will let you kick it off, is this is being spearheaded by Sarah Bond, who is VP of Xbox, not Azure, not Microsoft, Xbox. Everywhere she shows up, she represents games. She did that at the Windows 11 event. She's done that wherever she goes. When she shows up, you know they're talking games, whether it be games integrated in the cloud or games that development of games. It's all about games. So that should, to me, that should have been a very key indicator as to where this was going, right? Finally, to my point, when this all came out, it was Sega out there in front. Well, they're going to give us this. They're going to offer us that. That's going to offer us this. If you know what strategic alliance means, it means quid pro quo. It means you scratch my back, I scratch yours. Everything that has come out right now with in the public eye, in the public perception, has more been, this is what we get, Sega says, from Xbox. This is what we're gonna receive. They've agreed to work with us here. They've agreed to work with us there, right? That's the quid pro. We have not seen the quo. Now, here's where we diverge a bit, right? Because if you read this article, you will start noticing that there have been some quos, but have been kind of silently building, as it were. I'll let you go off, Mr. Everborn. Get yourself hydrated. Get up, do some stretches. Go off, my big sir.
Okay, so here's the thing. A lot of people are saying, oh, this doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean games. This is like the Sony deal. Mm-hmm. Let me ask you a question. Who the photo op for the Sony Microsoft deal? Mm-hmm. Who came out? Who'd you see in that photo op?
Mr. Nadella. That's right.
The CEO of all of Sony. Mm-hmm. Am I right or am I wrong?
Yeah. Sony. It was Big Dog versus Big Dog in a photo op.
Yep. Now with this deal, this strategic alliance, mm-hmm. It wasn't the head of Sega, Sammy.
Yep.
It was the COO of Sega, specifically Sega. Mm-hmm. Sammy was nowhere to be found.
Yep.
Okay.
Indeed.
And it was Sarah Bond of Xbox, whose job is to partner with studios and publishers to bring more games into the ecosystem. Am I right or am I wrong?
You are 100%
Those
correct.
are the two people. That does not look like Jim Ryan and Phil Spencer to me.
Nope.
Right?
Nope. 100%.
But this one is very different, right? Now, mm-hmm. The other thing is the very next day, mm-hmm. What got announced?
Yeah, Total War. Yeah.
Warhammer Total War Game Pass.
Game Pass. Yep. Indeed. Yep.
Right. So this doesn't mean anything. Game Pass, nothing from it says there. The next day you got a game in Game Pass, didn't you?
True. Yeah.
Right.
And if you read this article, you've had games in Game Pass coming out that have been surprising.
Know what that is.
Yeah, I know. Look, this is what they're doing. Look, check this. Look at all these people. AAA budget game. Let's go.
Listen, man.
No.
But I see Victor Alistine in the chat saying he needs a Moon Studios to do a Sonic game like Ori. Yeah, but I think that there's a place for that too. And get the level design.
Maybe Moon might not be the one for that, but
I'm saying, maybe you get the level designer from Sonic Mania and get Moon Studios type of graphics there. Honestly, I would give it to Dot Moto. I think that's what they call that.
Yes. They've proven themselves.
They've already done Wonder Boy, Dragon's Trap,
and they're great at that,
right?
Yep,
and Streets of Rage, right? So that's who I would want to do it. But I think there's a world for Sonic in the 3D space, right?
Yep.
And if you haven't watched my rant on Boom's show, I'll just
go dig in the crates.
You need to see it. I think you make a AAA Sonic game that looks like Ratchet, where he has lost his speed, because speed is the thing that I think is leading to the poor level design of the 3D Sonic. If you
Yeah.
make it more
It
about
limits them.
traversal, where he has to keep moving, and you have wall grinding, wall running, kind of like Sunset Overdrive, Jet Set Radio, and to
Traversal,
an
yep.
extent, and
Yep.
you have the set pieces like how you have in Spider-Man,
Mhm.
right? And Miles Morales and things like that. I think it could be huge. I think it is one of the world's most recognizable characters for all ages. You have the grown children like me that are still
Man
Sonic
babies, we
stands,
call them. Man
right?
babies.
And then you have the kids in their Sonic underoos and book bags and things like that, right?
True.
So,
Yes,
and then they have the cartoon Sonic Boom going on right now. It is that game has sold over 150 million copies, worldwide. It is the okay, yeah, you're right. Lizard Cube. You're correct. But that's the thing. I do think that it checks so many boxes, and can we list off the studios that Sega currently has?
Yeah. I actually was prepared for that potential question. So here's some, and forgive me for the brightness of the screen. We'll try and maximize it so we can see better.
Current.
Yeah.
Studios.
So here's the current, like now. All right. So this is from 96 to 99, and let's go from I would say anything in the 2000s onward can be still considered, because some of their references still shows fresh games that you can play now.
I want to know that they're still open. I want to know what they would be working with today.
Yeah, so let's see. Let me go down a little lower. And just because some of these are not something you've heard of recently doesn't mean they've been closed.
Yeah. So okay, a lot of studios there, but the point is,
there's a whole lot. Here we go.
I think if Microsoft is serious about playing in the Eastern market, where, let's be honest, the brand is kind of shit.
It's kind of lost its way.
We can talk about 100,000 sales, but like when the competition is selling millions, it might be a big growing market for you, but you're not there. And I think Sega as the banner, that story company that has that history with people, I think that's how you crack that market, right? And again, so Beast Mode is in here, man.
Oh, he's out here.
Creative Assembly, you got Relic, Sega Team, Amplitude, Atlas. So
the man knows his stuff. I always appreciate when he joins us. He comes with the knowledge, which is always great.
And again, I said, listen,
here we go. 2018 to current. So these are all 2018 to current. Well, let me see. Is this to current? No, right here. From right here onward is all the potential current teams they still have. So there you go. And some of the games that
Football Manager and things like that. But the point is, Sarah Bond is also the one that we know is working with 200 independent developers in Japan.
And by the way,
Sega,
these are the tip of the spear for them right now. These are the ones that are making money for them today, right now. These guys right here. Here's where your Personas live, your Shin Megami Tenseis live, all the ones that Sega for today, 2 Point Hospital. Here's where they reside, right? So yes, I'm sorry.
But I think Sarah Bond is the one working with those 200 independent devs.
Yep.
Wouldn't Sega be a great place to publish those games under?
So let me clear the air here with this. Let me clear the air here.
Hold on a minute. Just build out these current teams and studios they have, and form new studios under this Sega banner. Make them the House of Ideas again. Because listen, aside from the fact that Nintendo makes great games, the reason they've been able to get away with the bullshit that they do is nostalgia. You get Sega, you put it.
You also have your own nostalgia there.
You reboot a lot of these franchises that people grow up with. You can print money, and you don't have to sell cardboard to do it. And so
imagine Shinobi, like with a AAA 20 something budget.
You would now have IP that people have emotional connections to, even more so than Sony has.
True.
Right?
True.
It makes perfect sense. But let's talk about this deal specifically, right?
Okay.
Now, this is just another domino or wood brick in the Jenga set, right?
And here comes the tinfoil hat. Put it on, secure it.
So
we're going into speculation town.
All I am saying is, this is a prediction. By the end of the generation,
this is tea leaf reading. That's what this is. Tea leaf reading. Go ahead.
By the end of the generation, Sega will be a first-party publisher. That's what I'm saying. So,
boom, man has called his shot. Drops
within the next 2 to 5 years.
5 years. Okay.
That
within the next
happen,
2 to 5 years,
right?
You foresee Sega becoming a first-party publisher, specifically a first-party publisher, so Bethesda level publisher.
Yes.
Under the Microsoft umbrella.
Yes, and they will be properly funded. They will be working with new talent there. They will have a fresh name on them, and I still think you need to get rid of the management structure there. Whoever you put in charge, you know, maybe it's insensitive of me just to say that Shinji Mikami, he runs a Japanese studio, so he should run it. I feel like I said that it's kind of weird, but I mean, like, I feel like he has the reverence for it.
You're talking about people who have the clout there, who others will see and go, oh, okay. If it's Shinji-san who's there, then that might mean more than, oh, here comes the Westerners coming to invade our
creator
industry.
Of Resident Evil.
Exactly.
If you gave him an entire publishing house to run, expand his role, you know, maybe that
Beast
works.
Mode out here, just Beast. We're gonna have to send you an invite one of these days, man. We need to hear you speak, because he's out here dropping theories and science.
Step one: let Sega buy Vanillaware, Moon Studios, and Supermassive.
Step two: buy Sega.
And maybe you loan Sega the money, so now they're so in debt to you, they got to sell to you.
They have to sell. Well, because Sega doesn't have it like that to be able to do it at that level.
But this is what I'm saying. Like, that's what's holding Sega back. They're whoring out the Sonic character, like I said.
So, okay, hold on. Viewers of this show will know that he and I have had this debate back and forth a little bit of times, right? And when we have this debate, it is clear. My questioning is, I have always questioned this, because to me, before all of this, my question was, why would, instead of your Capcoms, instead of your Bandai Namcos, why would they push towards Sega instead of those others? But now, let it be known, right? I'm data driven. That's how I think about all this. I've never been a hater of Sega, but
lies, rumors, and lies. But go ahead.
Shut your mouth. But the reason why I questioned it was because I saw their mismanagement and their yesteryear status as a detriment, not a strength. Right now, with all this back and forth and all the data that has now been drip fed, and we're seeing it come more into picture, I see that their yesteryear status and the fact they need help is actually the reason you go for them instead of the others. I completely get it now. Initially, I was like, well, Capcom is also viable. What that means is, so is Bandai Namco, which is also viable.
You pick off the stragglers.
No. Yeah, I get it. And truth be told, it is a shrewd strategy. You know, I initially was like, well, you know, if you do Capcom, you have Street Fighter right there. If you do Capcom, you have Street Fighter. You have a few others that are very much in demand today.
Wait a minute. Look what Beast Mode said. That is a very interesting point.
They have one of the better localization teams, by the way.
And who needs localization?
Who needs localization more than anything else? Yeah, you are hitting it on all cylinders.
Listen, and here's the thing. And this is not like we're just throwing money around to buy. This will be the most organic acquisition of any acquisition in the last, I don't know how many.
Every time anybody says organic, I got to start throwing salt.
No. Hold on a minute. Remind me again the last time Sega got in bed with Microsoft for their development environment. What did we get?
Phantasy Star Online.
We got the Dreamcast, is what I'm saying.
Oh, you mean the very first, the
greatest,
yes,
the greatest console of all time.
True.
Right?
True.
Yes. And there's a lot of
ahead
people
of its time.
there are a lot of people that are Xbox fans today, myself included, because they were
Myself
Sega
included,
kids.
because of the Dreamcast.
That was the transition.
Yes.
So they partnered on the Dreamcast, right?
Yep.
Then when they got out of the console business, their CEO Peter Moore went over to run Xbox, and we got the 360.
Yes, that's true. Very true.
Right.
Yep.
And for a very long time, a lot of Sega games were exclusive on the Xbox before they started.
True. Yes. Gun Valkyrie, a bunch of Gun Valkyrie. Oh, if you have not played that, classic OG Xbox game. Sega produced exclusively on Xbox. Very cool game.
So and again, their relationship continues to move forward and forward. When they were struggling and drowning in the water, and then the life raft that is Game Pass came, and they can't stop talking about it, and they keep throwing more and more and more games, and they have been developing games. So what Relic did Halo Wars 2, right? Was that Relic?
Yes, and Relic did Halo Wars 2.
Right, and Creative Assembly now is just doing Age of Empires 4.
Yeah, right? They've been hiring them. They've been doing that Crystal Dynamic move on them for a while now in the back end, and most people haven't been paying attention to that.
And this is the point that I'm trying to make. So for this is a 25-year relationship of close partnership, and all we look at is Persona.
And by the way, I'm scrolling through the past because take a look at some of the games they've been influenced right here. Like Mass Effect on PC, they developed. Like there's been a lot of these really hit makers.
Oh no! I got it messed up. Creative Assembly is Halo Wars 2
backwards,
and Relic is Age of Empires. But the point still stands, right? How many times
Eternal Champions? Oh man,
I remember that.
You got me, Eternal Champions. Oh, that's crazy. Continue.
All I'm saying is, like Sega has been so tightly coupled with Microsoft for more than half of our lives, right?
Indeed, very true.
Yep. And for them to now announce this thing, and again, people all they look at is Persona. But what I would argue is people say this deal means nothing. It's like how many things have to happen and how many partnerships do they have to realize before you understand that you are surrounded, right?
Well, okay.
It is not until as soon as they see Persona, then they're going to find meat to it. But what I'm saying is
to that point, okay. And I know Gun Valkyrie was the jam, bro. That it was the jam. I hear you, and I know you're speaking directly to those with the disingenuous arguments and the agendas. I know you're speaking to them. I know that, and you are 100% correct. But where I will not push back, but where I will add an addendum, if you will, is there are those in the community who aren't as focused on the tea leaves as we tend to be, right? There are those in the community who are just generally gamers who have their genre of choice, and by that nature, they just choose what they choose and they keep it moving. And a lot of them have chosen PlayStation as their primary platform because these type of games go there. And that's all they know. That's all they care about. Because, they always call the casual game the guys that play COD, the guys that play the various sports games. There are also gamers who just play JRPGs. That's what they're there for. They play that 20, 30, 150-hour epic, ridiculous, twisty turny story. Your Nexus. What's the name of that game? Which I'm still playing, by the way. Scarlet Nexus. Your Scarlet Nexuses of the world, right? Your Tales of Arise of the world, right? Which, let's be real, until recently was few and far between on the Xbox platform, right? So because of that, the perception has just been, well, you buy a PlayStation, you get all of those games, right? That's been the perception. Even though there's all of this back and forth about, oh, well, this means nothing until Persona, I do think, and yes, I love that game too. I'm so deep into it. I'm almost done, but I'm still working and plugging away at it. Too many damn games. I do think that at some point they may, and by they I mean Microsoft, they may have to, because this whole conversation has been pro quo, but we haven't heard, we've seen the dribs and drabs as as Jez has absolutely pointed out, it's been happening for years now. It's just probably speeding up now with Sarah Bond spearheading it and coming out and saying all this stuff. But I do agree that they do need to be a bit more vocal about, hey, all those things, that perception is changing. Look at what we're bringing. And if it's not necessarily Persona, that's fine. But they can't get away with the, oh yeah, Warhammer here and coming to Game Pass day one here, and the 2 Point Hospitals. Those are capturing audiences, no doubt. But if you want to change the mind of that casual who's just there for the JRPGs, we're gonna have to have a drop the mic moment, and I think that is coming.
The drop the mic moment is the acquisition, right?
Well, but that's too far away. That is 5 some odd years from now. I'm talking about late 2021. Hold on.
I know what you're saying,
I'm talking late 20. But let me tell the audience, late 2021, mid 2022. We need to see Sony. We need to see Microsoft get that quid pro quo, but on their side, and go, hey, this is what we're doing to help them. And guess what? We're getting this. We're getting that. We need surprise from them in order for the mindset of that average consumer, because they want that, and that helps Japan, their Japanese ambitions as well. We just like the Scalebound went Scalebound, and that seemed to be that one thing that even the disingenuous people hold on to. We need to see a dearth of games from their house.
About Scalebound.
It's not about us. It's about remember. They're in the market of Game Pass, which is basically Netflix. Not every movie on Netflix is for you, but they need to be there for those who love those things, right? There are a lot of movies that my wife watches that I could not be caught dead. I think it's an affront to the OLED screen, but she loves it, so there you go.
Again, right? I think that we continue to look at this instant gratification. Mm-hmm. We have this instant gratification mindset.
As we've already established, it's not instant. They've been working on this for years, bro.
Right. I'm saying this is a slow-moving coup. Mm-hmm. And not until people are surrounded are they going to look up one day and say, oh, shit. But that's how that seems to be the approach, where it's like an announcement here. We're partnering on a game there. We're using the back-end services here. We're going to use their development environment there. This game is going to come here. And again, all people are looking at is Persona. So when Persona comes, then they'll be like, "Oh, there's something."
Well, but what I'm saying is, for the record, I'm not saying Persona.
No, I know you're not saying that. Okay, okay. Your shock and awe is Persona 6, exclusive to the Xbox. Then people will understand, right? Okay. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that is when people will get it, but that is not the reality of what I think will happen. What I think will happen is you'll have all of these games, and you'll notice they'll just be Game Pass will be their preferred platform to launch a game. Doesn't mean everything will be there, but you'll see there'll be 10, 15 games in Game Pass day and date new, right? And again, when they finally do announce the whole Persona 6 thing, or a game that people care about, like the I'm saying the Twitter argument community, but they are disingenuous, and I don't like to engage with them. What I'm saying is that shock and awe moment is going to be something that comes to you gradually, right? It is not going to be a vampire attack. It's going to be
so you don't think that, in addition to this conversation, right? In addition to, hey, we're bringing this to Xbox now, this is Game Pass now, as we've been seeing, you don't think that, hey, we have an offshoot of, let's say, Yakuza, just like Judgment here is an offshoot. We have this new idea, and we're working with the Microsoft teams to produce it. You don't think that is warranted? You don't think that could potentially happen? I don't
know if it would be exclusive yet. I think they're not. I don't think anything new is going to.
Well, no. And let's be clear. Let's be clear here. When I say it's exclusive, I wouldn't say it's exclusive that, Sega's making this game and they're bringing it only to Xbox. I'm saying because they have this relationship back and forth, Xbox can sweeten the pot and say, we need an exclusive IP from you. We'll fund it. And it won't be a game that would be taken away from Sony. It would be a game that is with it, just like Scalebound, within the Xbox ecosystem. They come up with it, or they help. That's an idea that they work out with with Sega, and in doing so, release something new specifically for the Xbox. I can see that. It doesn't have to be Judgment. It doesn't have to be Yakuza. All those can still come everywhere they do, right? But now you're at the table with Sega, and they have all this talent that you used to not have access to.
Sure,
you can start something fresh with them.
But Boom wants to get in. He has 20 minutes.
Boom, please, good sir. It's coming in.
But my point is, it's gonna be a thing where you wake up one day and realize all Sega games are on Xbox. It won't be a big bang like you're talking about. And then when you realize that, the big bang won't be such of a big bang because you already realized the fight was fixed, right? And it's because you weren't paying attention to what was going. I'm not saying you, but I'm saying the general public wasn't paying attention to what was happening. And as far as difficulties in purchasing a Japanese company, this is how you do it. You can't just walk in there waving your wallet around. Right? Right. I said wallet. Right. Right. You have to go in there and you humble you humble yourself and you say, we've been working with these guys closely and they're so tightly integrated that it makes sense. And American companies have purchased Japanese companies before. You can do it and they could do it, but this is the way you do it. It's not just walking around with shock and awe. It is
replacement from Sega. I'm just saying that's a potential now. Not to say they're creating something new or we're stealing something from another company or whatever. No. You need a studio that could potentially give you
AAA Shining Force. Is that what we're talking about?
You know what I'm saying? Boom! Welcome, good sir. Welcome. What do you think of this conversation, man?
Well, I had to jump in. I've been listening. I've been doing some housework. We're finally celebrating Mrs. Boom's birthday today because obviously,
happy birthday, Mrs. Boom!
Yes. The family's coming over because it fell on a weekday. So we're gonna have the family over. So obviously, we're touching up the house and everything. But I was listening to the show, and I had to jump in on this specific conversation because you are onto something, Kay Asante. Here's the thing: when you look at this deal. Right. We talked about this last Monday. We only know half of the deal. Right.
We know Sony's Sega side of the deal. Yeah.
Sarah was very, I think, strategically put where new information would come at a later date. I think that they're holding their cards close to the vest. I think you're onto something. I'm not saying, and I wouldn't suggest for a second that every Sega game from now on is going to be Xbox exclusive, though I do believe because of this strategic alliance, Microsoft, like you just said, is going to be sitting at the table and they're going to see something and they're going to be like, that. I want that. And that's going to come into Game
one of those Netflix first look deals.
Exactly.
I think it'd be more. I think
you show it to them first, and they decide whether they want to scoop it up.
Exactly, bro. Exactly.
I think because if you look, here's the thing. The running theme. This started with both of you guys. What does Sega have that Microsoft needs? And we have heard numerous times. Hashtag IP is God. Right. We heard even Jez Gordon of Windows Central say IP is God. And what he means, obviously, is not in the biblical, so please don't get offended. What he means is that the IP itself is incredibly important to a platform. We've seen this done very well with Sony. Nintendo does it very well. I mean, perfect example. Okay, we understand that it's a low-res game, but Bayonetta 3, when it releases, is going to be big for that console.
Very big. Okay? Very big, yes, indeed.
And that is an exclusive. And
imagine Bayonetta with Series X graphics.
I will say this. Sega has an incredible amount of IP that we know about. We also know that they could have some very significant new IP. They just didn't have the money to fund.
They needed the funding. That's right. Okay? That's right.
So when you look at what Microsoft is offering, Microsoft sees Sega, and again, this is the best, almost in new way to the traditional. We're going to acquire said studio because if they could do this partnership, and they can still maintain the same kind of, hey, we want that, because what does Sega need? Sega needs money. Microsoft has it, and B, infrastructure. Microsoft has that in spades. And if you've noticed, the entire world, not just in gaming, is now going towards Microsoft. They're leaving AWS because Microsoft's Azure is that big of a deal. You know,
part of the reason for that is because they have specific tool sets that are there's sort of packages in the cloud that you can buy, and they have some that are specifically geared towards gaming, where the competition doesn't have that in place the way they need to. And that
stack is listen. I don't. I can't speak on it because I'm not a technical kind of guy. I can very layman's terms speak about it, and I'm perfectly okay with that. What I do know is GameStack is something that is new, and it seems a lot of developers are using it because of what it offers. And when you consider that as a part of the Azure package, and they're giving all of these tools, all they have to do is tell Sega, hey, listen, instead of paying X, you pay this, but we get this. And I am telling you right now, I've said this before publicly and I've said it privately. The reason why Microsoft can take these risque chances with IPs and people like, why they dropped the bag on this? Because there's two things that they're not paying for that Sony is, right? Sony's paying for AWS. That's an extremely large operational cost, right? They don't have their own Microsoft software. They're paying for that as well, right? So when you look at Microsoft, they have the software, they have the infrastructure. They're not paying for any of that. That's millions of dollars.
And you know something, Boom? Let me take it even one step further. What you're describing here, and we're only speaking in the gaming space, as Everborn has said, they're creating bespoke experiences and offering it to different companies and saying, hey, you don't have to reinvent the wheel here. Here's everything we've already packaged for you. You could just put your custom stuff in it. That's just in the gaming space. And speaking in the gaming space, screw just consoles. On the PC side, because here we are in x86 land, where both consoles are all basically PCs, right? They've done the same exact thing with AMD and NVIDIA. They've basically made the building blocks of game development an Xbox game, by and large, right? While you have the competition on the other side with bespoke tools. Not to say that they're going to fail, because they've been successful and they're going to continue to be successful with their bespoke tools. Actually, there's something to be said. That's the reason why you saw the PS5 punching above his weight early on in the gen. They had their mature tools that people could use. They just bolted a few new features on and you're off to the races, right? Microsoft literally had to reinvent the wheel to get all this stuff together. But when it's together, you have your DirectX Ultimate, for those PC people who know, all of the building blocks and the APIs that build games that people use to make games are all coming from Xbox. And they're doing it in a very hands-off approach. Hey, this is available to you. This is easy. Just use it. And they're shrewdly making it very difficult for you not to make an Xbox game.
Yes.
Both on PC and on console. It's hard not to make an Xbox game right now because it's literally turnkey, right? Very, very shrewd. Now, they're not doing it by locking people into that environment, because then everybody would start waving the flags and getting upset about it, right? They're doing it in a, hey, it's all available for you. Here you go. And by the way, when you're making that, if you hit this button, then you're also conforming to the profile of an Xbox. Oh, by the way, while you're building this on the PC, if you hit this button right here, now you're scaling towards Xbox as well. Little by little, it's like, why wouldn't you use that at that point? They're giving you all this stuff, right? And then also saying, here's a platform, you don't have to work hard at all to get it up and running, because by and large, the work that you're performing is in the same lane as the console that we're producing as well. Yeah. It is a very shrewd move that they are doing right now.
Well, I think what they're doing, honestly, is what they are unofficially challenging Sony's way of dropping a bag off and locking up a game, right? Because that's what Sony does. Sony goes to said developing house. Yeah, you're not part of SIE, but we really want that as an exclusive. Here's a bag of money. Here's 3 bags of money. But what's happening is unfortunately, and again, this is not what I said. This is what Jim Ryan said. You are not enough.
Hashtag you're not enough.
Right?
Was that Jamaican Jim that said
that? Jamaican Jim who said that?
He did reiterate that. So I want you to know from his yacht,
Jimmy,
by the way.
Jimmy Cliff is what I
Jamaican Jim, yeah.
Jimmy Cliff is what I call him.
Jimmy Cliff, man. I love it.
That is it.
Oh my God.
The harder they come.
Yeah, but the truth of the matter is that Microsoft is literally what I think you're going to start seeing. I think we've already started to see this shift that a company will look at PlayStation, and yes, they are still the market leader. No one's challenging that. I would never dare. They are the top dog, right? Microsoft
for now.
No, 100%. No, 100%. But with that said, top dog or not, their fan base is not buying their games.
Yeah. Well, no. Well, I don't want to say that. Their fan base are buying them at high rates. However, it's a limited audience. It is a limited audience, and that's what is stopping. Yes, sir.
Forza has outsold Returnal, and it's not out yet.
Okay, but come on. That's Forza.
But what
do you mean that's Forza? That's what makes it. That's what makes it drastic.
Microsoft,
because Returnal is their tip of the spear.
Microsoft is broadening the audience by including PC and cloud and console, right? So this is their 3 billion addressable market that they want to get to. Yeah. Sony, as of today, is focusing on 100 billion.
This is your. Well, but they only address. That's their choice.
No.
They chose to only address that audience.
But let's not say their customers don't buy their games. They do, but they're not addressing a large enough audience. If Microsoft is looking for the same 10 to 20% attach rate, but what is a 10 to 20% attach rate of 100
3 billion versus 3 million?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. And
so listen to challenge.
The attach rates are great. That's all I'm saying.
And I agree. Everyone has a really valid point here, but here's where I have to step in and be like, you know what, you're right, but there might be a little bit of thin ice here. All you have to do is look at Spider-Man 2018, right? The game is a masterpiece. It's one of my favorite Marvel games of all time. And you know what's crazy? Guardians of the Galaxy is coming close because that's another masterpiece. If you have not played it, it is the best.
I say it beats it in some ways.
It is the best single player experience team that I've ever played, because I found myself, and again, I know I'm going off kilter here, I found myself stopping and just listening to the comment, the banter between the teams. It is James Gunn level writing.
Indeed.
Okay, that's how good it is. But to kind of,
and he liked your post when you said that too.
Yes,
that was
he
impressive.
Did. James, if you ever need a voiceover, brother, hit me up. I would be more than happy. I have a good New York voice. I think I could fit in. But to the point, here's the thing. Marvel's Spider-Man 2018. Spider-Man is the most recognized character on the effing planet, right? No one beats Spider-Man. I know you can say about your Batmans, your Supermans, your Wonder Womans, whatever. Spider-Man is the most recognizable.
Everbone won't say anything about Batman, will he? Right. Nothing. Continue.
But with that said,
you missed that.
Let's just say, for instance, it's 25 million. And I believe it's probably close to that. Right? 25 million. 120 million consoles out there. Okay, now we have to. There's a lot of levels here, right? There's a lot of levels because one
said it's levels to this ish.
Yeah, well, because here's the thing. You can turn around and say, well, who's looking to buy Spider-Man? Is it just PlayStation fans? No, it's not. As a matter of fact, because his MCU is hot right now, and it has been hot for almost a decade. People that have never bought video games are going to want to play Spider-Man, right? So you're getting
and to drop some numbers while you continue. 20 million units sold for Spider-Man first, and 4.1 million copies sold for Miles Morales.
I thought Miles Morales was 6.5 million.
This is from GameIndustry.biz February 3rd, 2021. So maybe the numbers have increased since then.
Yeah, since then, because I think I heard like in June they were at 6.5 million.
6.5. Okay, so then I stand corrected. I'm sorry. Continue.
It could be even higher than that
it's
now.
perfectly fine. But see, my point is this: their fans don't support their first party like they should. They don't.
There's not enough of them.
No,
supporting the first party.
No.
Yeah.
There's
not enough of them, clearly. And that's why you got your hashtag you're not enough,
Yes.
clearly. They see money on the table and you guys aren't
there's a reason why they have gone to PC, folks.
Mm.
We've been saying that forever. But listen, I know that whatever deal Microsoft has with Sony, with Sega, it is going to pay off in big dividends. And I think that what you're going to see is the next big original IP that's released by Sega is going to be funded by Microsoft, potentially even published.
That's what I'm thinking. I
think what this deal does is
super game, Supersonic. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
the marketing writes itself.
And are you going to use the music too? Supersonic. You gonna do that? You gonna do that too?
You know what? Honestly, I would honestly love to see them return to greatness with a Ratchet and Clank-esque style Sonic. You know what I'm saying? I think that if again, remember, these games cost a lot of money to make. Sega's not in a position to invest $20-30 million into a game. That's why they partner with Microsoft, because Microsoft says, hey, listen, we'll help fund this game. All right, but there's a couple of caveats to it. A, it's going to be an exclusive to the brand, and B, it's going to be in Game Pass. You know what Sega says? Sure, no problem.
Sure, because they've seen the Game Pass numbers. They've seen the return on investment.
I would maybe argue that for now, until the acquisition that I think is going to happen, strongly believe is going to happen, I think they say put it in Game Pass. You can release it in your other places for now,
which can also be a viable thing. Until those are IPs that people know. When it comes to IPs that people know, I can see that happening, right?
But when it's like, IP, yes.
When it comes to like a scale bound type, hey, here's something new, I can see them going, yep, and it's produced by Microsoft, published by Microsoft, or help funding this project.
Yeah,
and as such, it's ours.
Not anything from Atlas though, because
you know how Atlas be. These guys, they're and for those saying that the graphics are amazing, this is a PC game. I'm playing this on PC with a 3080 card. It looks absolutely stunning, but it looks just as good on console. If you haven't played it, you're doing it wrong. Go get that game.
Did you hear my Square slander earlier?
No, I missed
it. It was
no. He's calling them scumbags.
No.
Top scum.
I will be listening while I'm cleaning this week.
They are the Daenerys Targaryen of the industry.
I can't argue. But listen, gentlemen, I just wanted to jump in, give you my opinion. Thank you so much for having me. Super appreciate it. Thank you so much
for coming. Thank you. And for the rare few who do not know where to find this man, please reiterate and tell them that they need to get their heads out of the sand.
We need to get you to 10,000, Boom.
Immediately.
Tell them.
Get there. Listen,
tell the people
at Mr. Boomstick XL on Twitter. I have just surpassed 119,000 tweets, so I'm very active there.
He's out there. That's right.
If you want to check out my Forza Horizon 5 review, that's up. Double Barrel Gaming.
Great review. Yep.
On YouTube, you will not be disappointed. I think that there's so many content creators that were able to do this review, and there's been some really great ones. Give mine a shot. I think you're going to dig it. And if you like the content, you're going to get 3 live shows per week. Double Barrel Gaming on YouTube. Check it out. And have a great Saturday, everybody.
Thank you, Mr. Boomstick. We appreciate you blessing us with your presence. Whenever you're ready, you just jump in. This is the back door. The fridge is right there. You know how it goes.
I absolutely
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Brian.
I'll see you later. We'll chat with you guys on Monday. Most likely, we'll see you soon.
That show is going to be fire. Take care, everybody.
Yeah, man. Looking forward to it. See you later, man. So, since Mr. Boomstick came and really, expounded and dropped it, and all his points were very valid, and you see, even he agrees with me there, Mr. Everborn Saga. We shall see how this goes down. I as you're predicting an acquisition, I am predicting an IP coming from them that is unique to Xbox.
Sure.
Before any acquisitions in the near future.
Maybe
in the near
maybe right after
2-3 years max.
Maybe right after that IP comes out, boom, you get the announcement.
Maybe, but I'm saying
unlike Spider-Man
within
2018 and
within this a generation of gaming, you will see exclusive scale-bound level. Hey, this is for Xbox. We're building it with them, kind of thing. That is my prediction. But okay, I think we've dropped it very hot on this topic. I know you've been itching to have conversation about this topic, and I'm pretty sure as the year progresses.
Final point though.
Final point. Go ahead.
For the acquisition to happen, for whoever the reviewers and regulators are in that region, they have to show that this is an organic relationship.
Yes, that they're helping, and
that will they
that is probably why they let Sega lead the press initiative to show that, hey, this is them. We're helping them.
We're
this
not
is not them
partnering. Well, like we're partnering,
Mm-hmm.
but Sega's in charge. We respect you. We're not just walking in here throwing money around. And
that is a very
the
smart
kind of
move,
thing you do to lead to an acquisition. That's why I don't think you're going to get the shock and awe that is going to scare people right now.
Mm-hmm.
I think you do it this way to where people don't realize how closely connected they are, and then it will just make sense after a while, where people will get used to it and say, "Well, of course."
See. We shall see.
Like, you know how when
I hear you.
Just last thing, when Sony said they were buying Blue Point, and when they said they
nobody
were buying
complained
House
because
they were like, of course, they've been working together for so long. It's not even a thing. You're like, why didn't they buy them already? And I think that's what they're moving towards in there, and that's how you show you're serious about that region. And
but to your point, to your very point. The reason why they did that is because what did you see from them even before acquisition conversation happened? This exclusive for them, that exclusive for them, Blue Point, and same with Housemarque. They've been making PlayStation games for years now, exclusively PlayStation games. They made Vita games. Housemarque did. They have been basically in the PlayStation ecosystem forever, right? So them buying them was not even a factor in the equation. It was kind of like, oh yeah, they're just making it official now. So that's what leads me to continue saying, we're going to start seeing exclusive content for Xbox at some point, relatively soon. And it's not to scare anybody, but to let them know, hey, they're in this ecosystem. They're building these games. What does Phantasy Star Online run on? Azure, right? It is. They are part and parcel. They're building that experience. They're building that relationship that people can see, so that when that putting a ring on it, when cuffing season happens, as they say, then it's not surprising that, oh, what happened here, right? But okay, I do agree with you by and large that this is leading to bigger things, and I think we can both agree that those who came out here from day one was like, this is nothing. This is the Sony deal all over again. Yeah, those tweets better be deleted because they probably won't age well. I don't think
I screenshotted them already. Don't worry, I'm waiting.
Yeah, the receipts are waiting for you, players. It should be interesting. But okay, before we leave it for the day, I do want to touch on just one more little fun thing that I thought might be interesting for us to talk about. And that is the games that are out for the rest of the year, right?
Okay.
So many games coming out. So many damn games coming out. And there are still some scheduled for the rest of the year. This is the game planning section of the conversation. I want to know what we will be playing, what we will be skipping, what will join our must play list, and what won't even make the backlog. Okay?
Well, I thought we were going to go into some conspiracy theories. I don't feel like we went into much conspiracy theories because I have an idea that I would like to share.
Please, if you want to share your idea, do, because you're claiming that they. And of course, Beast is out. We appreciate you being here.
Oh, you're about to miss the smoke.
Oh boy,
Beast.
Here we go.
You tune back in later, come back to the 2 hour and 4 minute mark, because I'm about to drop a bomb on my conspiracy theory.
Yeah. I think I know where you're going with this. All right. I forgot we were having that conversation. Please, you know what? Let me put the gaming stuff back on, and you can as he cracks his knuckles one more again. All right. Go ahead.
Okay. So,
and I know that's where you're going with Square and all. Yes. Go ahead.
Now, you guys all know, like, for me, Sega is my unicorn, so to speak.
As
Right?
soon as he
That's the
starts
one I
speaking about
want.
Sega, you see the beard go away, and the 10-year-old comes out. I want my son.
Right? That's the one I want. I think it's the right, perfect fit for Xbox. And
Yes.
we've talked about the Square sort of
We got Fuzzy Belvedere in the house.
dynamics
Welcome,
and
good
things
sir.
like that. Right?
Go
So
ahead.
cool. We've talked about those things, and yeah, I want those things. Sega being number one, but go on a journey with me for a little bit.
Oh, we're going on a journey.
Now tell me, not Xbox, but tell me who Microsoft's biggest competitors are. We're not talking about the Xbox division.
No, we're talking about Microsoft in general. That'd be Apple, that'd be Google, that'd be your other big dogs in the space.
Like who?
You said your
Apple,
Tencent,
Google,
and your Apple,
and who else?
Google, and your Amazon, and your
all right, okay.
Yeah.
Now tell me what businesses, aside from their core competency, what business is Amazon and
Mr.
Apple?
Joanna Dark being funny over here.
Amazon and Apple. Tell me what business they're in.
Of course, Amazon is very much in the business of cloud, which that's where they're competing heavily.
But what is the
and
new
Apple
business they're in that is outside
entertainment?
Of what they do?
Entertainment.
Okay, good.
Yes.
So
yes, we see where he's going. Entertainment.
So
yeah.
We have Apple TV Plus, which no one realizes they're paying for because they're getting it when they buy a new iPhone and they get a free year. But no one wants it.
Well, no, actually, they've changed that now. It's 3 months. My wife just bought an iPhone. She got Apple 3.
Did she get a Pro?
No, she didn't get a Pro. She got
she only got 3 months.
Maybe I don't know. And also, it's also 3 months. 3 months of Apple TV as well as 3 months of Apple Arcade as well.
Oh God, no one cares about that. But anyway, Amazon also very heavily into the TV streaming business. Am I right or am I wrong?
Listen to Victor Alistine real quick. He's forecasting. He's forecasting.
Hey, Vic, no spoilers.
No spoilers, Vic. Come on, Vic.
All right. Now,
go ahead.
Now we know Amazon is investing heavily in the Prime Video business.
Indeed,
right?
yes. Indeed, they are. Yes.
Over 100 million people on that thing, even though they're only there just to get their free packages. Let's see how that stands on its own. But the point is, okay, all right, hold on a minute. Relax.
I love how they're overshadowing your shine.
Let me listen. This is the foreplay, man. You're just going straight to the relax. Now, so we know that is where their major competitors are going, right? And we know that they want to move towards subscription models for everything. And they understand the power of content because they are
very, very messy.
because they are heavily investing in a content service as a subscription service, right? So they understand that with games, and everyone else understands it with films. Now, what we also know is that AT&T, saddled with maybe $100 billion in debt or whatever that number is, they are offloading Warner Media to another group, which they still have a majority stake in. So they still hold that debt. The new company that will be formed.
Pause. That would be wild, bro. Fuzzy Belvedere, that would be in that world. That would be wild.
King predicts there'll be a merger with Sony and Netflix, which will be another wild thing.
Oh my God, that would be like round 3, the biggest fight. Oh my God, I'm sorry. Continue. Just that thought alone. Wow, that's wild.
So now we know that AT&T offloaded Warner Media in the Discovery deal to shift the debt over. Now they still hold the debt because they're a majority stakeholder in that new entity. But that only tells me that the new Warner Discovery
it up
thing
to get it
is
sold.
a thing to push it off and get the debt away from them. Right? Now, who would be in a position who does believe in content streaming services, whose biggest competitors are in that space, who would be in the best position to acquire a new entity that is spearheaded by a streaming service like HBO Max, which I hear they're considering a name change to something, maybe Warner Max or just Max.
Oh,
right?
They got to stop with the HBO. Used to be the name. Now they're making HBO so sad. Like,
I get it, but they had a confusing naming strategy in the first place. But there are some. I don't know if they announced the number, but there's a large.
Even that lends to Microsoft. Confusing naming conventions. Join us.
Right, but so again, it stands to reason that Microsoft would want to be in the TV streaming business since they are already in the video game streaming business.
Sure, yeah,
right?
yeah.
And the price of these deals are always about the IP. So not only would you own all of DC, I'm not talking about, they need to do this to get video. I'm saying this large,
this gives you access to DC
studio
DC's
in
movie
all
house.
Of, right. So now you'll have a streaming service that you could have 100 million subscribers in no time, right? And that's their mark. And then this is not a Phil Dominus move. This is a Satya Nadella move. The same way they weren't into Phil Dominus Max streaming. No, that's actually a great name. But what I'm saying is, just think about it. They could be competing with their biggest rivals, and they'd be an overnight major player in the streaming and content creation business, and that is and they'd own all these storied IPs. We're talking about Harry Potter. We are talking about The Matrix. We're talking about DC Comics. All those
you just
things.
said The Matrix.
All those IPs, they would own them in full. This is not just video games. We're talking movies, merchandise, everything. And again, they would be a major player competing with Netflix and things like that. 71% stake, right? So that tells me they need to shift that thing off. So it will go somewhere. And now we come to the gaming studios, right? So that is the thing. I'm not just talking about buying WB Games. I'm talking about buying all
WB
of WB
Media.
And now they would have a video streaming service that is HBO Max. They would own all these IPs that they could utilize and they would have writers and films and all those things that they could utilize in all of those different media.
To turn their video game properties into proper movies without having to always
video games. They'd always be movies.
Yes.
I'm just saying the video game thing is an added bonus, like how X-Men was an added bonus.
Well, but the reason why video games would be tip of the spear for them is because that's how they got into it. So it wouldn't be video games with an added bonus. Look at how long it's taken them to get the Halo movie off the ground or TV show off the ground, because they have to always contend with Hollywood.
Right. So
Hollywood can put
IPs
them in the back.
that they own, they can
now.
Hey,
you see what I'm saying?
You make some movies, put your top talent on it.
And they can now really say, screw you, Hollywood. We got our own bag. Here's the Halo movie the way we want it to be.
Screw you, Hollywood. They're saying we are part Hollywood.
Of Hollywood. Yes,
the same way they got into Silicon Valley with LinkedIn.
Exactly.
So it's not. It wouldn't be the first time they bought an entire business that they weren't in before. So
again, I hear you.
AT&T needs to shift the debt. They need IP, and I'm pretty sure they want to be in the TV streaming business. Not that, and then video games. Plus, they would want the IP. It almost makes too much sense not.
So, Everborn Saga. Let me tell you this, okay? And I won't tell you where it came from, and I won't tell you anything beyond that. But I will say I have heard rumor from those who would know.
Don't be that guy. Don't be.
I'm unfortunate.
Don't be a fake insider. I'm not saying this because I heard anything from anybody.
So let me be clear. Let me be clear.
At the industry, let me be clear. These things.
Don't
say I heard a thing.
I am not a fake insider, but I've heard it from a few insiders.
Okay, I recommend against it. Just give me your take, not what you heard.
No. But what I'm saying is that this specific rumor of they're trying to buy into an industry, not just video game purposes. They're trying to buy into an industry that has been floated for a little bit. Now, of course, there's never been any paper to be able to back it up. Otherwise, you'd hear Grubb speaking about it. You'd hear Jess Corden being a bit more full-throated about it. Pause. But That's rumor and speculation, that thing, which when I first heard that, I thought, yo, that's just wild. That, come on now. But it has been floated. It has. So when you saying this to me right now makes me go, oh boy. It's really like,
It's crazy. It's crazy. Irrationally, I still want Sega more than something like this.
Well, but you can have your cake and eat it too, really. These are the guys who
Sega's a couple of billion on top of that, but
yeah, these are the guys who can literally, they are at that
Sega
point.
Sega is the tip that you give the waiter after an expensive dinner.
Well, hey, this all still aligns because Sega, believe it or not, has a very successful franchise in the Sonic movie property, right? Which was basically the
Sonic
last
is a
great
worldwide
movie
IP that everyone knows.
Which was the last great movie that came out before the pandemic roasted the movie industry for a while, right?
One of the highest grossing films of 2020.
Exactly. So all that lines up. I hear you. I'm still in the school of thought that is pie in the sky for now, and yes, you can Negro Damas me when the second press release comes out.
Oh
and
my
all of a
God.
sudden this is happening.
You just gonna have to fire me for like a month if
that happens.
Woo!
Oh my God! Just the same way he was reading the tea leaves before the whole Sonic thing happened, and I was just like, why? Right? I will still stand on my square and say I don't see it until we get get closer.
Well, Thanos and Tony Stark, I'm cursed with knowledge.
You're cursed with knowledge.
So
well,
I can see things.
Where's your funny hat, Negro Damas? Let's see it. Hopefully you don't end up like Paul Moody. Too soon?
This is the funny hat. Yes, it is too soon, goddamn.
It is too soon. I apologize. But yes. It is a very, very interesting theory. It is a very interesting tinfoil hat type theory. I get you. Oh, I don't know, man. That'd be an interesting world to live in for sure. A world where they acquire. Well, they continue a very close partnership, close acquisition with Sega, and buy out all the WB media. While hiring Crystal D and having their CEO badmouth them,
scooping them up.
This is a world. This is a crazy world, bro. I will not stand with you on that square because I haven't seen too much information. Too much.
You're playing it safe, sir. You're playing it safe.
Sure. And you know what?
I'm playing it fast and loose. But I'm standing on this square. Okay.
Oh, you got Victor Allenstein in your corner. He says it's going to happen.
It makes too much sense not to.
And much like I said with the whole Sega debate, I'll be happy to be wrong. I just want to see a bit more data. I want to see a bit more rational. Just like now we're seeing with look at this dude's face, absolutely ridiculous. Just like right now we're seeing what we're seeing with Sega has the respect, but they don't have the resources, and that's why that fit works. I'm starting to see that now. We'll see where WB goes. I already know that there's a lot of benefit to them and WB, very much so, right? And we've already heard that they were in the conversation way back when. They've been in the conversation. As far as them coming out and being like, "Yep, acquisition acquired," I don't know, man. I don't want to.
Do you put it past you? Would agree that Microsoft has the money?
Of course, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, do you put it past the money whores that are AT&T?
Oh no, I don't even put it past
from
the money
taking the money from anybody who gives them money.
Not at all. I think that Microsoft of today has worked very, 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 very hard to thread the needle of them no longer seeming like the big evil giant that they are. Right? That like they used to not think about that, and that led to a lot of bad press for them in the EU and in America.
Can't prove that this makes them big and bad because they're new industry.
This is not what I'm talking about. What I'm saying is
you're not going to get monopoly fears on that. They're not in the TV business.
I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is because of the past transgressions that they've had to pay for, and by and large, a lot of folks even now hold a very bad taste in their mouth because of those past transgressions, right? Because of that, I feel like they take their public perception very, very, very seriously. Even if all things lead towards, hey, we can get away with it, no big deal, right? Like a company like Sony can play fast and loose aggressively more, and they know people will get over it because they're known as that aggressive company. Microsoft has become the company that walks off with the big stick. Pause. They have become that company, right? So every like the same thing with the whole Tomb Raider thing we were talking about, right? That was just business, but they took arrows in the knee for a long time just for doing the same business their competitors do, right? They know this. They focus solely on this point, to the point where it might be detrimental to certain things that they want to do. They may walk extra slow because of that.
Satya,
You mean Freddy Fingers?
Fred Eddie Scissors is what I call him.
Eddie Scissors, yeah, I call him Freddy Fingers.
He will cut some shit out that's not working in a minute. Don't care how much you love it.
Yes,
but
yes.
I would say that Satya Nadella is the Bob, not Chapek, but who's the guy that ran Disney before that? The smart one.
The smart Bob.
The good Bob from Disney.
Good Bob, yes.
What's his name? Come on, somebody help me out. Bob Iger. Bob Iger.
Yes.
Nadella.
You'll hear that name again. I bet you he'll run for president sooner or later.
Nadella is the Bob Iger of Microsoft, and I'll tell you why. Under Bob Iger, Disney acquired Pixar, Star Wars, and Marvel. You understand that?
Yeah. Right? And they did it at pennies on the dollar, relatively.
And that made them what they are today. So Nadella, if he can bring home WB to put them in the streaming business, the TV streaming business,
Crystal D to give them their third person over the shoulder.
Well, no. That's below Nadella's pay grade. That is a Daryl.
I need an excuse. I need an excuse to drop the Crystal D. Pause. Continue.
Now, what I'm saying is, Nadella. Listen, everybody has their own focuses right now, right? So, Sarah Bond is gonna bring home Sega, right? Daryl Gallagher is going to bring home Crystal Dynamics. And Satya, along with Phil and Matt Booty, are working on WB to bring that. Or maybe Phil's working on Take Two, but I never believed that rumor. But what I'm saying is Satya brings this home, puts them successfully in the social media business, the only social media network that is not toxic, which is LinkedIn.
Yeah, true.
Right? And then brings them into the movie business along with having a worldwide known streaming service, a major player in the streaming service overnight. I think Nadella has big plans like that.
So, ladies and gentlemen, you've heard it here first, and this will stay here for posterity's sake. I look forward to being wrong. I look forward to it because that is a universe I would love to live in, where they have all those bases covered and we can actually expect a lot more.
And then you're going to watch a whole bunch of Xbox fans pretend they never liked Spider-Man as a comic character and they were only in it with Batman. And that is when I will call bullshit on all of them.
Then we'll phrase this exact part and go, remember, this was you. This was you.
Exactly. There's going to be a lot of cap going on. Like, I never liked Marvel. Shut up.
Yeah, just stop that garbage. Then stop that noise. Yes. All right. Before we go, I want to have a quick conversation about some games coming out.
Okay.
Quick conversation, because I feel like we might need to talk about that. Is my screen a little too bright on the screen? I don't know if that's the case. I want y'all to be able to see this stuff, and this won't be long. But I just want to put a few games out there and see what you're thinking, right? Because we are now in 6 days into November.
Okay.
6 days in. And these are the November.
We gotta hurry this up too, because I got.
Yes, we do.
These pets
yes, we do. Yes, we do.
At 1 o'clock.
This is November, and I think we'll pause it in the half, so we have about 5 minutes.
Okay.
November and December. Right.
Okay.
And December's not much, and there's still a few to be announced, which we're not sure about.
Wait, hold on. Is Halo in December?
Stop it.
No, I'm just asking you a question. Halo is in December.
You know that Halo's in December. Yeah, that's all I'm playing. I hear you.
Okay, exactly. So as far as I'm concerned, December is stacked.
Okay. I want to know: are there potential for any of these games that will take you away from Halo at any point? Not take you away even, but maybe keep you busy till Halo, because there are some coming out right now. They're not huge games, right? And shout out to Football Manager 2022, which we've already talked about. That's coming out in when? The 9th. So literally in a few days. That's also on Xbox on the Game Pass.
Let me stop right there. The answer is Forza Horizon 5.
Exactly.
And
what about Bright Memory?
I don't think that's coming. I think PC it'll be out. Yeah. So if we're counting that, sure. But I don't think that's going to hit. I don't think it's going to make console this year. I think it'll be a January, February thing.
Okay. Now I know for sure you're not touching
January or March. Not a chance in hell.
I know you're not doing that. That's fine. So okay. With all these games coming out, so you're telling me only Halo's getting any kind of attention from you. No Solar Ash on the PS5. Nope. No Chorus.
Nope.
Because that's coming December 3rd.
No, I actually do want to play. You know what? I'll play. Is it in Game Pass?
I think so. Yeah, it was announced as
I will play Solar Ash. I will play Chorus for 5 days because it reminds me of one of those old school arcade shooters. So I will play that until Halo comes out.
Okay, not to be messy, but we'll ask the question. If you're a PlayStation only player, what are you playing for the rest of this year?
I'll tell you.
Besides Solar Ash, December 2nd, Solar Ash, which, let's be clear, this is from a story developer. You know, their last, I forget the name of their last game. Their last game was so good they used Game Maker Studio to make it, which is a development platform I've been playing with and all this. They really shot up to the stratosphere. Yes, and yes, exactly. I see Asma Easy speaking on it. We then of course have the battle of COD, Battlefield, and Halo, which is also all three fighting for attention in December.
The fight is fixed though. It's Halo. Now what I'll say is what I believe.
Mr. Joanna Dark came here to play today, man. He just came here to play. This is what he's playing. Twitter Spaces, the game.
I think they're going to be playing the same thing. See, here's the problem. I think we too often we let disingenuous, bad faith Twitter arguments paint entire groups of people. I'm not saying you're doing that. I'm not saying you're doing that.
I'm just talking first party. If I want to pick up my controller. But
you don't. What am I playing? You do not. Normal people who aren't like on the teat of the multi-billion-dollar corporation. Normal people are going to play games. So normal people are going to play Chorus. They're going to play COD. They're going to play Battlefield 2042. And they're going to be playing games. They're going to be playing multi-plat games, which is exactly what they told you didn't count.
So I stand corrected. It was shown in that whole thing with the sizzle reel with a bunch of games, but maybe Chorus was outside of that because, most of them, I think that was the one where they showed 23 games all coming to Game Pass. Okay. I thought Chorus might be one of them. They might not be. Thank you, Victor Alistine, for correcting me. But yes. Continue.
So my point is they will be playing these multi-plat games just like people on Xbox were playing, and that is fine because you bought
that's not a big deal.
You bought a console for more than first-party games, right? And
very true.
And when we start to sort of, and I know you're not doing this, but what I'm saying is when we start to limit the conversation to only what the platform holder releases, that by definition, I think makes you a corporate
becomes a disingenuous.
This is not about you can only afford one console. Most people only get one console.
It becomes an agenda-driven conversation after we do
exactly that. Right. They're gonna have just as much. Well, they won't have as much fun as me because I'll be playing Halo, but they will. They will be having just as much fun by and large as everyone else has been having because we love games and you got the games for more than just what the first
Decay V. bro dropping Decay V. I still want to see what that's about, man. I will
no, I
probably
need that.
seek that out.
I
Yes,
need that.
for sure. You know, so okay. We'll cut this short because we've done it. We've hit 2.5 hours. We're not gonna go any further. But this has been an awesome conversation. I have loved like chopping it up with you. Do you feel your victory lap was well taken, or do you have more?
And I planted the seed of inception for Microsoft and the Warner Media writ large. So
hence the conspiracy theories, sir. Good job.
Right,
Your tinfoil hat was well used.
What I want to do, if I can,
please
is play that video one more time. Throw the link in the chat.
And right now,
tell
I'm
them to
click in that chat one more time.
Tell them to click the. Hold on a minute. Let me share my screen. Yeah, so tell them.
There you go. Here's the link. If you haven't seen it, this is what you're doing. You're clicking right there.
Yes.
Doesn't mean you've bought anything.
Do me a favor. Refresh that page. Okay. It's still at 39. Let's see it go above 39 people.
Please. Yes, gentlemen, ladies, whoever happened to be in here, if you have not already, please go ahead, hit that launch soon. It won't cost you a thing. Doesn't mean you have joined the Patreon, the Kickstarter. It just means
they're going to
that
notify
you're helping
you
Mr.
launch.
It'll send you an email saying, "Hey, Kickstarter has started," and you're also helping Mr. Everborn get to the top of the leaderboards, at the top of the page when the Kickstarter begins.
I'm trying to beat the algorithm, and I want to go big on day one. So we will leave you with this. I think it's some of our best work to date. It's going to be a big deal, and it's all connected to the other Everborn series.
While we leave you with this, let me let you give you your outro. I know you said you're going to be on the ILP tomorrow. Proud of you, man. Always going big. You know, starting it with the Kickstarter campaign the right way on that big show tomorrow. Please expound. Tell the people where they can find you. When does the show start? Give us some of the details.
Yeah, man. Everborn Saga everywhere. I will be on ILP tomorrow, but like we are with me and Kay Asante on my channel, Everborn Saga. We do On the Real where we talk about TV and movies. It's just like this, but
when will that be, by the way?
We might do a special show later on today. I know we missed it this week because I was trying to get ready for this campaign and having everything ready, but we'll get there. We'll get back to.
We want to talk about the harder they fall, bro. The harder they fall.
Yes.
Homework for y'all, the movie watchers among you. Netflix, watch that film. We're gonna spoil the hell out of it, but man, you will not be disappointed. Y'all got to check out The Harder They Fall. We will talk about it soon. Please continue.
Yeah. So, but yeah. So there's that, and like Everborn Saga everywhere: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, PlayStation, Xbox, Steam, all those things. ILP tomorrow, Mondays, primetime gaming. I think I'm going to be on Fonz's show at some point in November, and there's a few other few other things. But really, check out this campaign. I promise you, if you liked anything we've done, this is probably the biggest thing we've done. So, looking forward to sharing more about it on ILP tomorrow. And like I said, the campaign will go live, but click that notify me on launch button. It will
helps out a lot.
Helps out a whole lot. So again, I thank everybody for all the support so far. And thank you for letting me show this here.
Oh no, bro. We are proud of you. When you rise, we rise. This is wonderful to see. You know that this is going so well and it's continuing, and being a little self-serving. This helps us get to the next part of the story because I'm looking forward to it. This is really awesome. We're looking forward to and you will be there when the Netflix show happens and you go, yeah, I read the books.
Yeah, you know the guy.
I read the books. So yes. We'll see you.
You can be like those assholes that ruined Game of Thrones. Like, oh, it's not as good as the books.
You're about to see them get. Oh, you're gonna see what happens next.
Watch this.
That's
but
right.
Anyway, yeah, man. We're gonna launch this tomorrow. So I feel really good about it. And again, I just want to thank everybody for the support so far. See you guys tomorrow on ILP. And oh, by the way, go to check out Everborn Saga on YouTube, man. This guy has like 25
Yeah.
more subs than me, and I don't appreciate it. I only
There
have
you go.
240 subs, right?
Well,
I'm not over
tell
here
Mr. Everborn,
dropping bombs over here.
that if he wants more subs, maybe we should be a bit more consistent and let people know when the show
watch your
happens.
mouth.
I'm just
Watch
saying.
your mouth.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
All I'm saying is if you're watching here, go
Yes,
check out
you will enjoy.
Saga
You will definitely
on
enjoy
YouTube.
On the Real Everborn Saga. Just search it out on YouTube. He'll be the first
last
that pops
episode
up.
we did
Subscribe.
was Dune. We did Dune.
Yes, we did Dune.
So see, Victor Alistein's heading over. Appreciate you, sir.
Yes, please do so. Please do so, definitely, because we're spreading the love. The show is even is also just as great with the movies and the TV. We'll talk these days. We're trying to be less about the topic of the week and more about focusing on the shows or the movies that we watch that we really want to expound upon and all that. So it will be The Harder They Fall. If you haven't had a chance to check it out on Netflix yet, please do so, and then be a part of that conversation when we get there. I will say thank you guys so much. We've had double-digit participation in this show, in this chat, consistently. More and more of you guys are showing up, showing love on Twitter. Letting the folks know that where they can find us. You have no idea how I appreciate. I get notes on Twitter. It rejuvenates me instantly. When people are like, "This is the show I watch and it's part of my rotation." They added me to lists with Dealer Gaming and Game On Daily. I'm just like, bro, this is just wild to me.
That's why you have 22 more subscribers than me.
No. It's because we out here putting in the work, bro, and we're consistent. You see how it feels to be publicly shamed? Okay. Yeah, you're welcome there, bro. You did this to me.
I see what's going on.
Yes. Esma Easy just did it. Good job, man. Please, if you like what we have here, go check out the Everborn channel. We're gonna be doing a lot more there as well. We appreciate all of you who continue to watch, who continue to send great messages and give us creative criticism and feedback. I read every single comment. I reply when I can. I really appreciate everybody tuning in and helping us grow. We're going to continue to do so. But until next week, I have been TKO Asante. You can find me on Twitter, Xbox, PlayStation. You can find Mr. Everborn on Xbox, PlayStation, YouTube,
Everborn
all the socials.
Saga everywhere,
EverbornSaga.com, all the socials. And I will end the show, as I have now started to do, with the greatness that Mr. Wandering Dutch himself has provided us, our outro. Thank you guys again. Until next week.
Thank you again, people.